Alrighty then, gamers, howdy. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a good patch. It is confirmed. And it's time to celebrate that by playing some show matches, as is the usual case on Sunday evenings, 5 p.m. CEST. If you're wondering what sort of event we're running here exactly, the short version of it is that Bounty Hunters is a, as mentioned, show match event with skill-based matchmaking happening every Sunday at 5 p.m. CEST. The name of the game is Guilty Gear Strive, the newest installment of Guilty Gear games, and the format is first to 7 wins. And I scared my cat because I'm home alone with cats. His wife is not around and they're a little bit anxious. It's okay, baby, it's okay. All right, for the next 3 hours, I'm your usual host, QK, and yeah, since we're a little behind in schedule because I got lots of things to take care of beforehand, let's see what is in store for tonight. Although it is a lot of the same as you might have expected, might have guessed, might have wanted. I sure as hell wanted myself. This, yeah, Lucy all the way from start to the finish. The only I guess sort of bailout we had was Spooky was not feeling the character, so wanted to switch to random select instead with a restricted character pool. Rest of the cast is gonna be Lucy on the right. We've got, you know, familiar names from the Finnish fighting game community, such as like Gaz, Jalis, people who always pick up the new DLC character no matter what it is and test drive it for at least a week, if not more. There's also Setsu, but Setsu's been, you know, looking forward to that dizzy buff, or buffs, plural, which we sort of did get. Let's see if they do carry. Otherwise, let's see, we have one new player in the roster. It's a gamer Giovanna on the second slot. Welcome to Bounty Hunters. But otherwise, I think most of our players today are regulars. The matches are sort of yeah, I guess it's with new DLC characters always a little weird, and you never know like who's the top dog, who are the top dogs, who are the the rookies, who are the intermediates. But you can sort of guess based on how, you know, what the skill levels of these players are on their mains. So generally tends to go somewhere like from the lowest skill level to highest skill level. Yeah, Gaz definitely has a challenge matchup at the end of the evening. Wanted to play a match with specifically Hoplan, who is playing his main character there. But yeah, since we are nearing 5 p.m. CEST, and we have that random matchup locked in, should we actually start? Well, we can flash the card for one, but we should probably start randoming in just a second. So today, Spooky has a slightly different altered pick pool. Let me actually bring out the role interface. So what we have here is the top 2 tiers are actually restricted. They are removed from the pool for Spooky. So we're only doing B, C, and D tier characters, and that is to give a little bit of a head start to Simppi, because this was supposed to be on a brand new character. And of course, you know, Spooky's characters are generally slightly higher level than probably the day 3, day 4 character. So yeah, we're just rolling with the B, C, and D characters for now. Let's actually start. Give me a second. So I'm gonna paste the results in here again. And the first random we're gonna be rocking is Zato. Ooh, that was really fast. Really fast work there picking the character. In the absolute bottom tier, so the assassins, both Venom and Zato, are in the bottom tier. We're starting quotations very strong here. Understandable, it is the puppet character, and the other low tier characters there in Spooky's power tiers is Venom who is not only quite tricky to play, but also changed quite a bit in this patch. And are we actually loading in the game or not? Oh, I see, actually. So Simppi said that the game crashed there. Well, even though it is a new patch, we still have still probably a lot of old problems still present. They didn't say that they, you know, touched up on any of the player room stuff. Yeah, it's okay. We'll just get the restart and roll back in. Actually, bring the cool card there in the meanwhile. Yeah, Simppi is choosing to lock in today on Leo. I believe... Have we had Simppi on Leo before? Let me actually boot up my results sheet while we wait. With Simppi, it's always like, Simppi plays a lot of different characters. It's sometimes hard to remember what we've coursed through so far. You know, it does look like it is the first time we see Simppi on Leo. And it's definitely a good patch to be playing Leo. Even though Leo got some nerfs, has, I think, difficulties going into back turn now from certain things. Such as like the heavy DP ender. You can't get into back turn as easily. You instead get like close slash Oki. So now, what are the tools that go into back turn? 2D and turbulence mainly, right? But of course, that back turn is extremely powerful since some of the newer patches when you can actually transfer momentum from Leo's dash into the back turn normal. So you can do all sorts of funky, you know, dash cancel, or not really dash cancel, but dash momentum combos. A lot of corner carry, a lot of new things, a lot of nasty things that you can do on Leo. Although I would probably wager you're not gonna see a whole lot of that necessarily on this skill level match. It's stuff that is relatively difficult to do, if I have understood correctly. So a new try here, with the first random being Zato. There we go, loading in, all is good. Let's get the party started. So first to 7. And Spooky playing with the limited random pool of characters. Oh gosh, please say it isn't so. Uh-oh. Connection lost, huh? Yeah. It's that kind of day, isn't it? I mean, technically this is, so Spooky is playing from East Coast, has been in the US for quite a while, so this is Finland to East Coast connection, although usually these do tend to work out pretty well. So if the connection is not working out, I am particularly puzzled as to what to do. Oh yeah, and there was that thing. We did not do connection check for this. So maybe give it a try or a few still, and if it doesn't work, then, you know, it is what it is, as the wise man once said. Oh, that's so the players can't see each other. That is the classic glitch, to which there are some black magic solutions, such as like going to, if I recall correctly, going to the park, playing a match there, coming out, and then coming back, which is really perplexing. But yeah, the players could try to restart their games as well. Yeah, this is definitely one of the top requests that I would have personally for, if not before 2.0, then I really do hope GGST 2.0 fixes this, because oh boy, tournament organizers would love to have, you know, stable player lobbies where you can actually run rematches. We of course like force run rematches on bounty hunters because like it's too much of a time commitment if we don't, but a lot of double elimination brackets don't. Oh, we have games? Yo, gaming? Took a little while, but we got there. Hopefully the connection is stable as well. Starting with a sweep. Get them down, but no puppet to be found. So of course, gotta remember that this is Spooky's, you know, weakest power tier random. So it's fully possible that Spooky just does not have the puppet to be controlled. And at that point, I think it's feasible. Try to like do your best to grasp the win is to just play solos out though. Even though he's weak, it's probably even more weaker if you try to control the puppet that you have no idea how to control in the first place. The drill here. There's a. Ooh, we're taking out the puppet. We got the leapfroggy here. Yeah, oh, actually a lot of good-looking stuff here. Got the oppose. Got the counter hit too heavy. Of course, the combo structure probably slightly obscure. You can almost use the RC though for simple conversions, simple touches with the normals. Good block of the overhead, guard crush from Simppi, and oh my god, the back turn stance with the S. Even with the back turn S, it whips so fast, the hitbox is so good, it's really hard to do much against, especially the character that you aren't feeling very comfortable with. So Simppi takes the first one, and I think I forgot to put this on rematch, so we'll fix that in just a second. There's a lot of things that I gotta take care of. Okay, so put this on winner stays. Then move on to here for the next roll. Which is gonna be very close to that Venom. Is it gonna be? No, not quite. It would be super funny if we start with the both of the absolute bottom tiers, Sato and Venom. But I mean, getting those out of the way is pretty okay too. At least they're not gonna appear again. This is also an interesting kind of situation because there are only so many characters in the pool of Spooky because we removed almost like half of the characters, so you're very likely to cruise through most of the cast, rather most of the cast that we have on Spooky's tier list. So now time is ticking, finding the hit, that's very important. Uninstalling here so that we're not gonna go bust. Of course, ooh, nice burst bait here. Into activate full jealousy. That's a wall break as well. Oh, we went for another refresh here. Interesting. So this isn't really too bad because you have a pretty good pressure on the normal mode Abba. Normal mode Abba is actually pretty decent at sticking to the target. What she lacks is moving towards the target, trying to close in. And if you're already in the corner, then it doesn't matter. Cash out here with the reversal super bam, that definitely kills. Didn't even get the extra ball stick damage there at the end. Instant air dash over the Rekka, or sorry, over the S-boom from Leo. Jump slash, get them on the ground. Any hit here for Leo while the jealousy gauge mode is running is super important. Getting an uninstall here. Can we get back to the mode? 2K2D, no Rekkas though. 2K2D is one of those options to enter, or rather one of the few options to enter the Jealous Rage very easily. You can do 2K2D key grab or just 2K2D Rekka, which gives you enough time on the knockdown to transform. Alright, it's gonna be one win for Spooky as well. Answering back quick. Ababa's in the B tier, which is technically the high tier that we're working with here. Next random for Spooky is gonna be Sol, situated also in the B tier. Majority of the characters are gonna belong in this tier, in this limited character pool. To refresh your memory, we don't have the S, we don't have the A tier in this random match because of the circumstances. So Spooky is only playing with the lower tier lower tier power characters. Of course, the tier list that you see on the screen has nothing to do with actual, you know, actual Guilty Gear Strive tiers, it's just representation of how strongly Spooky feels that they are gonna pilot the characters. Finding 6S, a little late on the hit confirm. Racing at the very tip. Oh, we get the reversal super here. It's complete reversal of the situation. Life is also equalized. Reversaling with the S Grand Viper, or sorry, SVV. Switching sides to S. Wow, that range is massive. You wouldn't think that, you know, character like Soul Bad Guy has a lot of, you know, far-ranging normals, but you got stuff like 2S for footsies and 6S for when you're trying to reach really far away. And you get surprisingly good results from those, but of course, at the core, Soul Bad Guy is a character. Ooh, tried to start with the set 6S. But getting tagged by the round start 2D from Leo. The Hail Mary of every Leo player's favorite repertoire. That's gonna be minus. Nice recognition there as well. Gets a 2K 2D. And entering the back turn with Turbulence. And remember that Turbulence used to be punishable. Not anymore because it pushes the opponent so far away. So even though it is kind of minus, it is an RPS, like spacing trap kind of a situation. A little misfire here on the super. Let's see if Spooky can get a good punish. Nice, the micro walk under. Putting Leo in the corner. But Simppi is not quite done yet. Sending the the heavy Sonic Boom. Spooky was able to overcome it though. Once again, back into the back turn stance, trying to go with it, I think the Berserker slash there, getting clipped by the jump in. But Simppi finding an up at 2K out of the sticky situation. Rounds are even, both players with limited amount of burst. Both of these characters, of course, users of the Orange Wild Assault, which was also nerfed in the patch, can no longer be used effectively for pressure, for it is minus and cannot be cancelled. Ooh, that was a clean anti-air there. Unsure if that was meant to be a heavy flash kick, but too heavy works out as well. Immediate reversal, another change here of the patch. YRC pushes the opponent really far away, tagging him with a jump slash, however, drops the combo. Both players trying to struggle to find an opening here. S flash kick. I think the first time we see a reversal from, oh my god, they're reversaling back and forth. Simppi needs only one, and it is planting the tree, the dunk with the command grab. Yeah, definitely wasn't thinking about that one. It's the first time we do see that from Simppi in this match. You know what would be kind of sad if we don't get Lucy at some point, but it is pretty decent chance that we're gonna random into Lucy eventually. Kai is the pick for next one. Also in the B tier, so the highest tier available for Spooky at the moment. Kai also got some really nice buffs. The 2S range buff makes him even better at neutral. What else did he get? I think that's the only relevant buff that I can remember at the moment. Oh, it's also the Stun Dipper. Oh, the Legacy Stun Dipper. I almost forgot. We're finally rid of the Legacy Stun Dipper. You no longer have to be at a particular range. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It just knocks down even if you're point blank to the opponent. The second it's juggling them. And it has some extra features with electricity as well applied. Was it? I forgot. Anyway, finding a close slash, pretty decent 1-2-3 combo, waiting for the flash kick, never to come. Simppi has a lot of resources, could even let the weapon X rock. Ooh, but utilizing the threat of the 100 meter, pressing buttons instead. That is fighting games. Starting with a 2D, knocking the opponent down from the get-go. Simppi out of the harm's way. Ooh, a good interception once again. It is that jump slash that is very commonly used by Leo players. Very decent hitbox and very decent startup. Tends to get there before a lot of other buttons. Turning a super here. Time to get into the corner. Doesn't quite put Leo in back turn stance. You still have to work for that thing relatively hard. Ooh, the slow down frame, trying to throw there, getting caught. Oh yeah, now I remember. It's the electricity causes the heart knockdown. That's the other really important part that you can get with that. which actually allows you to go into the heavy fireball Oki now. So Kai just actually has a lot of really cool new stuff. Ooh, nice block there. I think with the RC that might have actually been uninterruptible as well. Entering the back turn stance, deflect shield, very useful as, you know, high-low tends to be the name of the game in back turn stance that you have to guess for, and that deflect shield guesses for both of those at once, technically. Once again, even trade here. Both players trying to take the air. Flip kick is going to be minus, so fixing that problem with the use of RC. Trying to anti-air with the too heavy, but slightly too far away. Here comes the Weapon X. Very close to killing, but not quite. Looking for one more hit. Berserker slash hits. But it's the S-Vapor Thrust. Carrying Spooky to the second point. Even game at this point. Let's roll. Give me Lucy. Or Unica is kind of cool too. Testament is also cool considering what changes we got Testament for this patch. So there was actually a lot of stuff with Crow and heart knockdowning. So Testament actually gets a lot of cool set play here. But arguably, you know, I wonder if B tier Testament would so far be, or so far have adapted all of those new things to Spooky's repertoire. Probably not, because like you can only upkeep so many characters in the span of what, 3-4 days. So I would imagine like a lot of these characters. Nice burst bait here. A little too far though, especially with that Testament far slash, which reaches really far, but he's kind of slow on the startup, or at rather a slower scale. I think it's like 12 or is it 13? 12 or 13 frames. I think 12. I should know as a former Testament player. The High Arbiter sign. Did we get the block? Yes, indeed. Let's see the punish. Let's see the close slash. Oh, didn't quite get the combo there to the too heavy. Does there need to be another normal in between? Another counter hit close slash. Let's go for it again. Missed the first one. Going for another one. Jump in, entering back turn stance. Yeah, look at that. Even though Leo is minus, it is kind of hard to challenge here. Back turn normals are extremely good and pretty fast on startup as well. All right, bypassing the... Ooh, I guess we don't need the Succubus marker at all. Just going in past, sending a neutral Crow. Yeah, even if you don't have the marker, you could send the neutral Crow, even though the angle is quite high. It's like high up in the air and horizontal, so it doesn't really home downwards. So like on a crouching opponent, or just a normal standing opponent, you're not gonna get much. But Spooky cleaving that round. The coolest outcome would be if Lucy shows up last, right? It's looking like it's gonna be Anji. In the C tier though, so this is slightly weaker than most of the characters that we've seen so far, so could be an opportunity to even it out for Simppi. Angelio is a very interesting matchup as well. Two characters who love to RPS a lot when they actually get the hit in. But before that, you do need to get the hit. I mean, Anji can RPS all the time, as you can see. Already, like 2 seconds has passed, 2 gorilla spins already. Oh yeah, and Anji has that new too heavy, which does produce plus frames. I forgot, I haven't seen any Anji use that on what's it called, the new ranked mode so far. So I completely forgot that exists. Printing something like +6 or +7 for Anji now. Has become much slower, so the startup is like half a second, if I recall correctly. Startup? Oh my god, that's definitely not a reversal, but we waking up with it this time. Into pretty decent combo, utilizing the Wild Assault and a good corner carry as well. With that 100, we can make things safe, and then we can gamble again with a 2D. Check if the opponent is indeed holding back, down back. Ooh, despite not getting a true punish there, going straight into Hujin. You do have some mix-up options out of that after all. Oh, the round start co actually reached. A little too far away for the pickup. Might have been hard for even a hard-boiled player throw into back turn stance. This is big. Blitz Schlag. Kill the guard. Oh my god, classic Kill the Gears exert stuff. You don't see the back turn D used all that much in Strive because of how the game is sort of constructed, but it's still something that you can play around with. Find the low. YRC is the defensive option for Spooky. Getting the weapon action block, glow slash into a bait straight away. And then Rin overhead. Looking for a couple more hits, potentially one if you have an optimal combo. But those optimals can be a little hard. Oh, was that an input error? The cross-up position into Weapon X once again. Micro dash out of the corner. Looking to potentially milk out another SDP. Never to come. Simppi pressing buttons instead. The eternal mix-up with Leo Whitefang. Especially since you have that 2D, which is, you know, has so much reach and such a fast startup for the button that it is. It's sometimes hard to just hold it and block it. Especially when it's kind of like your turn against Leo. Yeah, the Rin no longer converts. That's what I was thinking as well. It might have been a little while since Spooky has played this character. Might have actually not played the character in the patches where Rin no longer combos with the use of meter. Low slash E into RC. Milking plus frame from the new 2 heavy as well. Oh, here's the Weapon X. Very decent combo. Are we gonna have a wall break here? Almost, not quite. But at the end, we do. One more hit. Anything is gonna be good. Pressing the bar slash, of course. Simppi evens it out 3-3. Yeah, we were kind of wondering this might be an opening for Simppi to take a point. And indeed he does. What do we have left? We have... Well, Bridget is gonna be the next one, I reckon. Also in the slightly weaker tier, in the C instead of the B. We have a lot of, like, Faust, Bridget, Jacko, Lucy. Lots of longer range characters in that C tier. And unfortunately, Bridget is one of those characters who sort of require a little bit of set play. As like a requirement for, you know, starting the blender, if you will. You have to finish your combos in order to be able to set those yo-yo twirl mix-ups. Ooh, that whipped completely! And Spooky smartly recognizing that that was a whip punish opportunity that you often are not gonna get. Because that turbulence for Leo moves you forward so much, it's kind of hard to actually whip with. Alright, from the RC, it's, I think, not gonna be enough on Leo. Ooh, try to go for, I think, turbulence again. In the background, we're trying to settle one of the potential Lucy matches to be swifted around in the schedule in order to be able to fit in. Ooh, close slash counter hit and holds it, the multi-hit. Spooky has been really great with the send, getting all the bursts baited as much as possible. It's like if you the natural order of things, usually when you're starting out with fighting games, is to burst as soon as you sort of recognize that you are getting hit. And those are the timings that a lot of, you know, senior players usually tend to target on their layer 1 burst baits. Ooh, that was a arrow whip on the turbulence, unfortunately. Straight into Weapon X, that actually clips, and that should break the wall as well. Gonna be a kill for Simppi. Started with a burst advantage here to their, what was that, 2S from Bridget, calling out the 2D from Leo. Interesting, hitting high enough in order to sort of nullify that again. Wow. Spook just knows where those bursts are gonna happen. Although, I think frankly, Reversal Super here is gonna be blocked. Can we punish though? Not quite. Yeah, it's frankly like, a lot of players are gonna be thinking about that burst when you get close slash counter hit, right? And a lot of the burst baits have come straight from the close slash. Once again, the micro dash with sides against that Weapon X. Ooh, but tagging on the landing frames, waiting the DP this time at the side of Simppi. Very nice, taking the lead here. Come on, let's get that Lucy. Is it gonna come? Too far, I think. It's gonna be one of the weaker picks here for Spooky. Venom is next one. So this will get the bottom tiers out of the way, but this theoretically, if it is to believe that this is indeed a accurate representation of how the power tiers for Spooky go, this should be a really hard match here. Particularly though, I'm not sure about the matchup. You do have a lot of spacing or like space control qualities here on Venom. So even if you don't know that much about Venom, you could do something like zoning with stingers, sending a couple of balls, trying to make up stuff as you go. Although on a character like Venom, it's kind of hard. The heavy carcass raid and the heavy stinger are probably gonna be your go-to tools though. Sending those balls fast at the opponent and producing plus frames. We do actually have a round here for Spooky. It does work out. I mean, Carcass Raid is kind of good. It's really hard to do stuff against. Even if you're like mashing DP, a lot of the plus frames often from Carcass Raid are making Venom like relatively airtight. There's the flash kick though. Ooh, that is the... Wait, which super is the reversal variant? I think it's that one, right? Not Dark Angel. So yeah, you can definitely wake up with that one. Stinger's coming in. Simply going for the most logical solution. Oh, another reversal. Completely whiffing on Turbulence. Or either Turbulence whiffing on the reversal super. Evening it out 3 apiece. Going back to back. This is actually great for Spooky, because we got rid of the bottom tier pick as we got a win. So that's probably gonna be probably gonna make some of the future matches like relatively comfortable. You no longer have to play with those absolute bottom tier characters or power tier characters. Instead, here comes Axel in the B tier. So this should be another great opportunity for Spooky to gain a point. Let's see if we can get a lead. This is also kind of like scary matchup on paper for Leo. Because like you do have to get through the zoning as a character who has slightly reduced mobility compared to some standard characters. You do have fireballs. Ooh, that was a great instant air dash. Prompting the burst from Spooky. Close slash starter. Was probably worried about the burst there, but that was no longer present anymore that time at Spooky's, Simppi's burst gauge. Back turn stance. Gotta be careful here at this distance. It's kind of dubious. But Spooky successfully holding down the fourth and doesn't get mixed up. Sliding with the power slash. Ooh, just barely hitting the up follow-up of Franzen there. Does have quite a large, sort of what we call it, dead zone. But I guess if the opponent is airborne, it has higher chance of hitting. Trading with Rainwater and then going back to the P poking. 5B, really good at catching instant air dashes and air approaches. And then 2P, really good at holding down the fort on the ground. That'll be a wrap with Axel. Potentially ending the set soon here. Lucy is still a little far away. Faust is gonna be the next one. In the, if I recall correctly, yeah, in the C tier. So another opportunity for Simppi. There is basically only characters from the high tier and the low tier, or I guess both of these are technically low tier. for Spooky, but B and C, only B and C characters left. And this is one of the C tier characters. Simppi almost has to deliver here. Another character that is kind of good at controlling space, especially if you can throw a couple of items, and you know, if those items are something like bombs, meteors, little guys, hammers, those are great. Hammers prevent the opponent from coming in for like half a sec or like a couple of seconds. Afro on the board, speaking of the bomb, becomes a little bit of a game of hot potato. Tried to swing into them. The far slash has hitbox way too high and won't be able to send the bomb back. Now throwing the Afro is an option here if we can go airborne. So instead of the lob, oh, that's a great reversal. That should go through the wall as well. Boom. Here we go. With hard knockdown as well. How are we mixing it up? Just going in with the far slash. Into back turn stance, trying to go for the blitz slot. However, Spooky jumping out of it, getting clipped by another weapon X. Simppi is on the loop here. 50-meter drifts forward, however, a little late there. Getting caught by the throw. I think tried to produce plus frames or tried to be plus frames still on the get up, but potentially slow down the frames of Spooky so they wouldn't be able to mash on wake up potentially. Oh, the back turn heavy still, or sorry, not heavy, the 6 heavy on the non-back turn stance. Clip Spooky once again. These supers have been hitting really well in the corner. Spooky has 50. We could reversal back if we wanted. The jump slash once again, the classic button. The combo whips. The 2S also on the reversal. So now, what's the life situation gonna be like? Spooky still has some ways to go with a big 5k combo. This could be a wrap. But oh, it's gonna be a wrap on the other way around though. Once again, the reversal super. How many reversal supers was that for Simppi? Or were those? I think those were separate rounds that I'm thinking about. Jump slash from Leo once again trades. Blue white assault now. Instead of being used for combos, I mean you can still use those for combos. For example, Lucy has some blue white assault combos, but generally is meant to be sort of mashed on or slammed on block, breaking the opponent's guard and being able to set stuff. Into the back turn super. Looking for one more hit. Berserker slash could be it. Baits the super. There we go. And no opportunity to burst for Spooky whatsoever. Because that is you are still locked into your animation. It's after the first hit that you would potentially be able to make your first burst. 5-5. Still so far from the Lucy. Bedman is gonna be the option. We are getting the DLC characters, but not the big L. Bedman though is once again in the B tier category. So let's see who's gonna take the driver's seat here after this one. Bedman, a character that goes airborne quite a bit, but at the same time a character that requires, I think, decent amount of upkeep in terms of like keeping up with the setups, keeping up with execution and stuff like that. Here comes the explosion, rather the fires from the, oh, getting a fully charged wild assault hit there. So can pick up a combo. The jump slash causing very little block stun there. So gotta be really careful there when you land from that button into, sorry, not jump slash, jumps heavy there, of course, for Bedman. Jump slash would be the big vacuum move. Shield works out. 6P also, you don't seem to be jumping in but not committing to the button unless they see that the opponent is doing something that would be punishable. Reversal super here is gonna be safe jumped by Spooky. Crawl under once again. The burst is gonna come back soon. Are we gonna try to bait it? Or is Simppi even gonna need it or gonna use it? Jump PP, no big combos from that one. Jump P's usually in Guilty Gear Strive a little weak. Wild Assault! Did they mean to do that? I reckon that might have been a deflect shield instead. But it ended up working out, and at the end there, 6 speed between the super hits. Wow. If that was what Spooky meant to do, the White Wild Assault, oh my god, that was a great presence of mind. Getting the throw, that's useful. We don't have the error rolling though, which is usually the sort of the condition. Nice anti-air with the back turn D there with the parry stance, or not that parry stance, that's a counter stance. I guess it's better to call it just back turn D. It is an instant counter after all, very different from, and not to be mistaken with the parry stance. There's just so much stance stuff for Leo. You have the guard point stance, you have the back turn stance, and then you have the normal stance, of course, which you start at the start of the round. 2K 2D, no cross up here with the Berserker slash, but we got the corner carry, Blitz Schlag once again, breaking the guard and being the ace card here on defense against Spooky's Bedman. We do have the meter for potentially reversal, goes for it. You can see the swing here on far slash. Works out, but Spooky, once again with the presence of mind, combos into White Wild Assault, ending the combo immediately. Not necessarily the combo tool that we wanted from there. Oh, do we have enough? Yes, indeed. That was a great presence of mind on that super. It feels like Simppi just has so much meter for those supers. It does make sense because I think he's using meter for very few things, generally trying to save them all for the reversal super. Jack O, next option for Spooky. Yeah, I think it's along with Lucy, the only remaining character in the C tier, which is technically the weakest tier that we have characters left on. Can we do it, or is Simppi just gonna steal it here in this limited pool random challenge here? Spooky going in with decently heavy, not stakes, but heavy disadvantages, sealing the two top tiers from himself. Ooh, got the frame tap on the attack command. A lot of stuff happening, brawling, smacking around. The back turn is actually whiffing on the 2K. The DLC 2K low profile there for Jacko. The saving Craze. Frame tap into the soccer kick, and now, as soon as you can build a little bit of distance between you and Leo, you could potentially start zoning. But of course, you gotta be really swift on your fingers on summoning those minions. Jump D, also an okay tool, produces a hitbox, kind of like Unica's Jump D Mini, if you will. I guess in certain ways, even better, because it's a very slow projectile the Jump D produces for Jacko. Tried to anti-air with Jump D, however, Spooky not pressing button on the landing. 2S2 heavy, a little too far to combo, entering the back turn stance. Oh, we're still going. Ending it with a Blitz Schlag. Can we recover in time? Not quite, that's gonna be a punish. But now Simppi, so much meter here for potentially that super. We can also use it for combo enders, which is kind of what Simppi has been using it a lot for so far as well. Trying to go in with the instant air dash, another one, intercepting. Oh, the RC takes you out of the back turn stance, I reckon. And Simppi on set point here. Starting with a 2D, yep, both characters, another pair of characters that do have very interesting 2Ds. Being one of the few, like, or one of the sort of quotation premium advancing tools for Jacko. Of course, it's a little more difficult than that, especially against DP characters who can enforce some really good RPS on Jacko's 2D. Right, missing with the instant air dash, but got in momentarily. Another one of those 5K though, working as an anti-air for Spooky. And now, a couple of minions on board. Do we care? We don't seem to care. RC takes Simppi out of the back turn stance, which negates your greater mix-up ability. Oh, and gets caught. Spooky, still in it. Last one is gonna happen here. It's 1 out of, what, 1 out of 6 to get Lucy? Let's go. 1 out of 6. I like my odds. Come on, come home to Papa. Yes! Yes! Lucy! The perfect event! Everybody's gonna play Lucy! Not scripted, ladies and gentlemen, not scripted. 1 out of 6. I freaking love gambling. Yes, let's go. Okay, so first time we're gonna see the DLC character on screen. Lucy is surprisingly good. I think they've potentially changed their design philosophy with a couple of last DLC characters, because Unica did release as relatively full package, and Lucy's looking like to be the same kind of deal as well. As fast as Milia and Chip, and boasting a poking range somewhere between Axel and Sin. So a very interesting neutral-oriented character who has a lot of firepower reversaling here with a live wire. Lucy is fairly meter hungry though, so a lot of her combos can deal a lot of damage, but she usually needs the quick hack. Oh, jumping over, can we get the punish? Waiting for the elastic, yeah. Starting with a close slash, going for a very simple string, understandable. This is day 3 for this character. We're getting back turn, now you're guessing, unless you're using deflect shield. Oh, but the back turn D anti-air once again. Simppi, set point. Can we overcome this? Allegedly, Spooky was supposed to play Lucy initially, but was like, nah, this character ain't quite for me. But is the girl gonna bring it home here? Back throw into very highly charged, whatchamacallit, the monowire. Charge whip, I guess, is one of the most important tools in Lucy's kit, because once you land a hit with the charged version of that, you put the, what's it called, short nerve circuit? Yeah, that one. The debuff state that allows you to get some really good combos. And speaking of those combos, triggering it here, it's not gonna matter, we get the burst point. Trying to dash in, but the far slash from Leo is barring the entry. Oh, and the jump slash again. Drops the combo. Who's gonna get it? DP here. Last dance for both players. Who's it gonna be? Is Lucy gonna bring it home? Or are we gonna start the event with Team Lucy being down? Ooh, that's an easy whiff punish. Yeah, far slash for Lucy is ridiculously strong whiff punish tool, because it reaches like almost half screen away. Only downside, you don't want to whiff it, because it's like almost half a second recovery. Or something like 25. Reversal super. Are we blocking? Yes, we are. And Simppi is gonna bring it home. Team Lucy is unfortunately gonna have to start it. 1 down here. Simppi taking it by the skin of his teeth in the limited random pool. Random match for Spooky. And then good news, everybody. Rest of the event is gonna be that girl, Lucy. Let me grab the ID as well. Oh yeah, I should also flip it to rematch lobby, right? I am smart, I'm smart. Tio knows her stuff. Rematch, okay. That'll be out of the way. But yeah, Lucy is definitely looking one of the better candidates for release DLCs. I think most players who have played her have been fairly happy with the performance of this character. I mean, you could think about it like this. If you have a character that moves really fast, we're probably like mainly comparing to Chip here. And Chip is already a ridiculously good character because of that movement speed. Add a little bit of reach to those normal and you got a really, like, arguably strange package, but it feels like it's working out. The only sort of worry, I think, for a lot of players was, is she gonna deal enough damage? And although her damage conditionals are usually locked behind that quick hack, you usually get like 3 pieces of contagion, the buff, or rather the debuff that applies poison, or then another contagion or the forced critical hit. Or not critical hit, counter hit. And you got yourself basically like half of the opponent's life on most of your combos if you have like a relatively decent starter. And she starts really good combos even from 5k. I think like if there's one thing, it's that she is sort of meter hungry, because you would like to convert as many combos as possible into the quick hack so you can deal a lot of damage. But at the same time, if you do that, you might be missing sort of meter for wall breaks. So there's a little bit of a give and take, kind of like choose your own adventure. Do you want to use the meter for wall breaking, or do you want to use it for dealing a lot of damage? But arguably, when you have a strong neutral character like this, maybe it doesn't matter. Like, you move so fast, you have so much range, you have so much potential for playing the neutral. Maybe you don't need the hard knockdowns that often on a character like this. Is probably sort of the theoretical path that a lot of players have been thinking about. Of course, she does have some good capabilities for breaking the wall, especially because the dash attack has a kara cancel into super, so you could do something like button, dash attack, then kara cancel into live wire, and it corner carries quite a bit. And even though live wire has very limited range for breaking the wall, you might still be able to pull out a super in a place where some other characters would not be able to. So she does have some wall breaking capabilities as well. Now, do we have a gamer ready to go though? Yeah, hopefully gamer isn't dead here. It is your debut match after all. Gamer does have a couple of different characters as well. I played against them a couple of days ago. Had the opportunity to play against Gamer's Bedman as well as Giovanna a little bit. There's a lot of question marks here, so we have also pretty tight schedule for Civ, and it's a little hard to fit in because I think Civ's opponent Jalis is at the offlines currently as well, so trying to leverage everything here. A ping here as well. Who pinged me? It looks like we probably have to play another set here. What is it gonna be though? Okay, let's see the main poster. So we could play Ember and Daugion next if they are potentially ready to go. And as we're trying to resolve the Civ versus Jalis situation, see if they actually manage to play. Ah, okay, so Jalis is home. So then we can play Civ versus Jalis next. That'll be perfect. Sorry, I'm trying to do everything with my broken keyboard. Okay, we got Civ booting up. Let's see, which card was it? It was the... not this one. This one. So Civ playing the Ramlethal pick for the first days of 4.07. And the changes for Ramlethal, so she got her jump heavy nerfed pretty bad. She actually got range on her 2D, so a lot of players say that Ram actually has a 2D now. But then of course I think the major one, or I guess Ondo, the rock got also nerfed. It once again shifted its function around a little bit. So it's more like a combo tool or combo ender now, as far as I understand. You can still use it as a melee tool to make it plus, but generally, if you use it in your immediate sequences, it's gonna be minus now instead of being a plus frame printer like it was in the previous patch. But then, of course, the big change is the guard crush duration for sword tosses. So unless Ram is there immediately to hold you down, it's a little bit easier to escape from like far range sword tosses, as far as I've understood. But of course, if Ram is nearby, the reduced amount of guard crush allows her to do slightly different kinds of things that not all are like negative, like net negative. You could have, I think I've heard a couple of Ram players talking about it, but there's like, for example, dealing with the throw after the guard crush is a little bit trickier now, for instance. But yeah, we'll see what's it gonna be. Civ versus Jalis next. One of our higher seed matches of the evening. Jalis, of course, always on the forefront of playing new DLC characters on pretty much every fighting game that he plays on. And has been probably warming up in the offlines. One of the primary, I think it's the Tampere offline that happens on Sundays. Uh-oh, DMCA alert. Hopefully we don't get struck down. The counter hit on the mono wire into refreshing the short, what's it, SNC? SNC for short nerve circuit. And while that is applied, the jump heavy becomes a kind of like a little bit of a instant overhead mini tool. I think the startup is around 20-ish frames. Or is it more like 30 frames? Something like that, 20-ish. So it's not impossible to react to, especially if you know you have SNC currently debuffed, and you know that the opponent kind of would want to go for some sort of a mix-up. With the SNC though, like, Lucy can convert a lot of different stuff that a lot of players, or rather a lot of characters, would need tools for, or to sync meter for, such as SNC into throw, SNC into 5D. Yeah, you can convert stuff like that very, very easily. Now, it's gonna be decent value here for Civ, letting the quick hacks expire. Getting a momentum breaker in those kind of places is kind of like, feels kind of same as, what was that telekinetic 6B? Although, arguably that was on Lucy's far slash, and far slash, even though it reaches really far, it's one of those dowsing normals. It has very little disjoint at the very tip end of the far slash, so it is very susceptible to 6Bs. Oh, the SNC was applied, and Civ realized that the instant the instant overhead was coming there, in fact. Into quick hack, can we still pick it up here? Yeah, into dash attack, triggering the SNC. There's still a lot of debuffs here applied on Civ. And in fact, the invisibility buff on Jalis as well. Using the gun doesn't lead into much. I think generally the gun tends to be like more of a combo tool, or maybe like a finishing tool, using the jump D to land himself immediately, taking the first game in Jalis. That jump D that Jalis used there at the end is a very interesting kind of tool. It kind of functions like many other jump Ds, such as like Sin, Leo, who else? I guess Venom in a way. So it's like a special move that can be cancelled on landing, but I think it's also unique in the sense that it gives a ground pound, so you can actually combo out of it if you hit the opponent. Far slash, ooh, triggering the SNC here, going to the quick hack, setting up Contagion and the counter hit. This is a very common setup for like very hard-hitting combos. Three Contagions and one, I forgot what the name of the forced counter hit is. But depending on where in your combo you want to trigger the counter hit, you could sort of choose the placement of the counter hit hack. Drifting forward, realizing that there is a 2K, can't press a button, backdashing out of there. Unity, gun move, cannot hit crouching opponents, that's one of its weaknesses. And finding a successful confirm here into the dash attack. Of course, no matter what you hit with, you can always get at least the dash attack into the sweep follow-up, which does give you a hard knockdown into your glue/Oki. So technically, no matter what Lucy hits with, she always has an opportunity to go for a close slash afterwards.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ooh, again, look at that, the 6B on the far slash. You do have a good alternative to that though, using your 2S, which is also a relatively high range poke for Lucy, but to compensate, it's much more active than far slash and it recovers way faster. So if you want to be safe with your poking, you would use buttons like 2S or 2D instead on Lucy, and then use far slash for sort of like when you know that the opponent doesn't really have like range on you, or if you go for a whiff punish, of course. Sending the sword on round start, still getting really good combos with this one. No wall break though. I wonder if you need a orange wild assault to complete that. 6B under the sword, still gets caught up in the flames in the aftermath. There is a lot of recovery on that 6B after all. Sending the dash attack, the new hip stun dipper in town. Oh, the DP actually doesn't quite hit there for Lucy. Baits the bird as well. We do have RC here, not using it, sending, oh, once again the 6B going under the sword. Oh, and the mortar Batho does connect with, I think that was a far slash. So Civ's opening it up as well. Yeah, there are certain things that never change about Ramlethal. And one of the things is your capability of producing offense when you get the opponent in the corner has been always the same. The sword toss, the properties do change over time and per patch, but you can be sure that you are extremely strong in the corner if you ever get your opponent there. Still having one sword. Send it, explosion, caught them with the lows. And now, that was enough stall in order to get another sword back. Send it again. Try to tap the 5D, however, a little too close for comfort. Jalis with the guts, with the back throw. Got the SNC applied. That's gonna combo really nicely, like. Does the live wire hit here? Yes, it actually does. Yeah, it does have decent reach. And you can also, like, if you're for some reason really far away from the opponent, you can do a Kara live wire there using the sort of the startup of your dash attack and cancel it straight into the super. Can we catch? No, the fact dash is fast enough and reversaling with the heavy DP. I mean, Lucy doesn't have other DP variants, so that's the only one. Nice wave punish there, utilizing the fast movement speed of Lucy to S. And then with the 5 heavies, I'm not quite sure what the function of the 5 heavy is yet. I think it's just a better hitbox if you want to poke with something that has a little bit more disjoint compared to Far Slash, and still has a good range compared to 2S. Right, securing the wall break. And the Far Slash actually lands there before the Sword Toss goes online. And now the instant overhead. From backwards momentum, wasn't able to combo. I wonder if you would have to jump forward. The reversal super is gonna be good here. Next hit super crucial. Trying to look for a whip, but his jump D does have a landing recovery. So getting punished here by Civ. Deflect shield does get value, pushes Civ away momentarily, but Ramlethal back into that corner pressure position as fast as she got pushed out of there. 2K2D into dash attack and follow up. Here we go. So didn't charge the monowire here. Of course, the condition for applying short nerve circuit SNC is that you need to charge a little, and I think the charge is roughly is it roughly half a second that you gotta do. So there is always a little. Oh, I was about to talk about this RPS minigame. Cancelled the line wire there instead of. Was probably trying to get a wall break with the super instead of the monowire. Oh, big combo could be inbound. Triggering the SNC with dash attack and then some. There was a lot of potential because I think Jalis had several. What are they called? Contagions applied to the opponent, and those contagions, as far as I understand, like, they stack really well. If you get like 3 or 4 of those, a lot of your attacks are gonna do so much poison damage. And get this, it goes through defensive modifier, and it doesn't give them meter or burst because it's technically not real damage. So that's another really great feature of Lucy and why she is potentially kind of like relatively meta in the you know, the persisting, ever so persisting big body meta, where like big bodies is just producing so much tension and so much burst because they can take so many hits. But now working with the corner, Civ straight into super. Yep, no reason to do anything trickier if you know you got the kill using just a super. And the explosion holding down Jalis in the corner. How do we escape? 2K2D dash attack, getting a decent amount of corner carry. That's like one third, 1/4 of the screen, even if you land it from 2K. We have a forced counter hit here, but instead the counter hit is gonna be dealt to Jalis. DP back into the corner you go. Yeah, the jump D, I think on block you would have to cancel that jump D into something in order to not get yourself punished. Sending a couple of unities. Oh, that was dangerous looking. If you recognize that is a Far Slash starter, you can probably queue up a 6B there. With a good juggle, Civ on the chase, doesn't let Jalis run away with too much momentum here.
Mankind. Duel 1.
Yeah, this might, like, because Ramlethal is also a really far-hitting character, might be a relatively tricky match for Lucy. One of the few characters in the game that can sort of try to contend with your range advantage. So SNC does expire here. And applies it again. Yeah, the RPS is basically like, if you want to break out of the SNC or the monowire charge, the monowire charge, you would have to press a button. But then if Lucy chooses to only do like a very tiny charge or no charge at all, this special move is gonna frame trap you. You're gonna SNC, but not getting too much out of it. The super. Does the SNC always expire here? I think so, it looks like. So you can't really take it to the next screen. That is an interesting and good thing to know. More Tapato for the wall break. Jalis is very high on that meter, so getting any hit here would be absolutely massive because we can go straight into the quick hack. Have to spend most of that meter in order to keep yourself safe though. Lots of whiffs there. Lucy is one of those characters that you would much rather not whip your whip normals with. Lots of recovery on all of those. Minus maybe 2S. Nice escape. Trying to get a whiff punish here. And the cross-up variant from the dash attack. However, only so plus, even on hit. And the bait on the wire. See, the patience on Civ's side.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Both players with relatively good amount of burst going into the last round here. The whiff punish, immediate burst. Yeah, this is actually a pretty decent burst because like if you send a sword toss immediately, it's really hard for the opponent to necessarily like do anything about it. Here's the guard crush into the throw we were talking about earlier. One unity shot into dash attack. Misses the whiff punish. There's a lot of whiff. Ooh, nice DP there. Nullifying the power of that sword toss in the corner. Getting out of that sticky situation is one of the most important things that you want to try to do as consistently as possible against Ramlethal if you can make it happen. Nice 5P anti-air into, this could be a kill almost. No RC deems that maybe it was not quite enough, in which case saving the meter for the follow-up situation is in fact the optimal play. SNC applied, tries to go for the instant overhead or semi-instant overhead. Oh yeah, the cross-up attack from your like dash attack into cross-up doesn't actually trigger the SNC, I think there. Which is what Jalis kinda had the SNC debuffed on the opponent, but then the cross-up actually didn't trigger. It's only the like all of the attacks that are performed with the monowire that do sort of trigger it. Just like Testament's Stain. It's kind of like Testament's Stain, but doesn't do damage per se and only triggered by certain hits, not blocks. Ooh, canceling the jump deal landing this time to the dash attack. I wonder how much gap there is between those hits. That's probably your frame trap option, but of course if the opponent blocks it, then it could be dangerous. Good reversal out of the corner. And the last duration of the contagion is gonna be lost here. The ODG close slash. Any hit is gonna be good. Ooh, 6P once again beating the far slash. However, too far away. If you don't cancel into something, that 6P doesn't really produce a whole lot, right? Go once again with a cross-up, and you can pick up a couple of normals afterwards. I think you can do like 2P, 5P, or maybe even 2K there. SNC applied, however, the hit from Civ completely clears it immediately. Nice overhead block here. Getting frame trapped by the monowire at the end though. Once again, the RPS. Is Lucy gonna charge, or is she not gonna charge? 6P, I think that's... Like, Jalis has been doing it so consistently. 6P the sword toss now. To the other side and picks up with a 2P. It is quite tricky, but of course, like, unless you RC that cross-up hit, it doesn't have that much damage potential, right? I guess if you have SNC applied, some of your, like, follow-up hits could trigger it. Maybe, like, can you do 2P, 6P? And the 6P is a monowire normal, so it would, I think, trigger the SNC. Sending unity. Oh, switching positions. This is bad for Jalis. No burst even. And 50 meter on Civ's account. Bam! You're gonna go through the wall into a hard knockdown. Oh, not a safe jump? Question mark? See, Civ has, or sorry, Lucy has a 9-frame DP, so like you have to have the fastest possible safe jump variant. Although I think Ramlethal should have it. Maybe missed the timing there. Oh, big monowire charge into quick hacks. 3 contagions on board. Drops the ender there, I reckon. Oh, and Civ could go for a reversal here. It's not quite gonna be enough, or is it? No, it doesn't stick. DP is increasingly trying to go for another gun. Dash gun, however, that gun special has a lot of disadvantages unless you're using it as just a combo fodder. Misses with the sword toss. Now has to stall for a little bit of time. 2D maximum, or rather massive reach there for Lucy. I think has been the button of choice that Jalis has been sort of poking out in these mid-range situations. And once again, the 2D from Lucy is actually one of the reasons why she is so good at converting from her K buttons. Her 5K into 2D, I think virtually never whips. Into... Yo, this is a lot of meter into a combo. Once again, applying a couple of other debuffs as well. So this one quick hack disables Civ's meter gain currently. She does have 50 to be used. Uses it on drift forward, deflect shield. That's a big one! And picks up 2 heavy counter hits. One of my favorite moves from Lucy is finally in Guilty Gear Stripe we have 2 heavy kind of moves that are actually decent anti-airs. Before we only had kind of Bridget, maybe Unica, but now Lucy is another one of those who has a really vertically high reaching 2 heavy that can be used as an anti-air, and combined with her movement speed, really nice tool. Yep, recognizes that K button is active, so using a DP here. However, Civ sending the windshield wipers 4-4. I did actually not mention that these players have met on another DLC release event as opponents. I think it was the Unica release event, right? Where Civ and Jalis met previously. And that time, I think Jalis had that pretty convincingly, because being a player who can figure out new characters on a really fast pace. Oh, really great sequence of RPS wins there for Civ. First, 6Ping on the far slash, and then bait on the DP. Not on that one though. The flip kick is technically, I think, reaction DPable if you're looking for it. Breaking with the mono wire. So if you break like this, you get to keep the SNC moving between the stages. It does last only for a couple of seconds though. Nice whip punish on the far slash, going straight into the quick hack. Contagion ×3, and then 1 counter hit at the end of the combo. Boom! I guess does it technically, I think it technically increases the damage of the last hit there for that fully charged mono wire. Because counter hits have slightly increased damage modifier, if I'm not mistaken. To the other side, Civ decides it's time to burst here, trying to burst. Jalis towards the corner. Ooh, frame trapping into the sweep follow-up. So the dash attack from Lucy is punishable in itself. I think it's -6. And then your sort of last option, if you don't want to get punished, is you could try to go for another Rekka hit with the sweep and be even more minus there as a result. Nice overhead block once again. I think Jalis has for the most part not got a whole lot of value out of that that jump heavy that you can use as that pseudo instant instant overhead.
Duel 1.
Civ has been really attentive and really sort of paying attention for when that can actually happen. Oh, the gun has nothing on the sword toss. Once again, DP gets crushed by the angled sword toss. What happened? Wait, Mortabata, what happened there? I mean, reduced range because the swords were on the ground, but oh my goodness. Got them with the low. Yep. Even though the guard crush duration has been reduced, if Ram is close by, she can force the opponent to not be able to do anything if she wants. Alright, let's see. The contagion is tick-tock ticking. Still. We get the wall break. Tried to break with the 5 heavy, but I think that's a little bit too slow. Might have needed a button like 5K there, maybe. Speaking of that 5K, great whip punish there with on Civ. And into the wall break. Here we go. Give me that positive bonus. Give me that sweet, sweet resource. Ooh, that's gonna be a big... And of course you would want to burst that because that's such a huge hit. And that's gonna be your life as well. Yeah, there was no doubt. Jalis absolutely had to find a burst during that last sequence there after the windshield wipers. The question was, when can I get that in? And the answer this time was not on the first hit, unfortunately.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
You gotta be careful not to dash into that explosion. Respecting the explosion this time. Tap 5D, but no meter. Was probably banking on trying to get the 50 tension there to RC that tap 5D. It sometimes can be a little difficult, like depending on your tension balance. The modifier with which you build your tension, it might sort of differ from situation to situation. 2SS into a throw. YRC is the get me out of this mess kind of tool. SSC with a charge. Ooh, charge just enough. And that monowire actually... Oh, wait a second. Monowire not hitting high enough. Oh, that's so much launch. And yeah, there's so many things that you could do here to kill. Contagions applied. It's cool that the quick hack sequence is kind of like a RC in itself, because you can cancel almost anything into it, even like special moves. And naturally continue your combo. Like it doubles up as both an RC for the purpose of continuing the combo, but then it also gives you nice extra rewards, such as those contagions and the forced counter hit, which are the most common quick hacks generally used. I guess it would probably take a couple of more, like, it might take a little bit of time for people to figure out if the other quick hacks are actually useful or not. Like, you can kind of see the value in sort of like potentially limiting the meter build on the opponent, or that was a full charge. Jalis playing with fire here. It's actually funny because you don't have to do the full charge, which deals actually a shit ton of damage. Both of the charge versions are +7, so the frame advantage doesn't change. But if that hits, then it's one hell of a hit. The fully charged monowire actually ground bounces and gives you like a really sick combo as a combo starter. Okay, once again, Civ taking the lead here. At a critical moment in this set, would this be Civ coming in and doing the revenge thingy since the Unica release event? Can she do it? One more.
Duel 1.
Of course, this is technically Civ's main, the character that she has been playing for the most part. Ooh, completely missing on that cross-up. And the whiff punish, really great. Immediate burst, doesn't want to get caught in the corner. The nerf jump heavy, but still sort of does its job. We are lacking active frames, but of course, the hitbox is still the same, I think. Ooh, missed. I think probably wanted to do the flip kick here, but missing into 2K. Never mind, we still get the wall break. Jalis with 100, sorry, 50 rather. A couple of different ways we could try to get out of it. The late air backdash jump K. Finding the hit there between the sword explosions. Set point Civ. Tried to go for the gun, but it's a little slow. And here comes Ram. We need to pick up those swords. Need to stall a little bit of time. Was able to go for the charge version of the last record there. YRC pushing away. Swords have been acquired. Doesn't matter though. Dash attack. Finds hit. SSC applied. Next hit could be big. I think the wall is not too damaged either. Yeah, the monowire doesn't work as that good of an anti-air, I guess. The Civ was able to jump over it. Here we go. We're applying a lot of different buffs here. Oh, never mind. It was just a basic configuration. The counter hit, and it looks a little weird because the hack options get blurred out if you don't have enough RAM left, I guess. RAM. Yeah, to cancel that, if you go for the windshield wipers, especially against Lucy. Oh, there we go! Finding the hit with the flip kick. Combining it with the sword explosion, making it save. Civ. Revenge match against Jalis, successful here. But Jalis, of course, again, this is a character played on, what, day 3 or day 4. It is so early into the lifespan and still doing excellently. Let's see, what can we run next? So let me check on the Discord side. I think we don't have gamer yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure gamer did not manifest, so we would need to potentially run this one next. Let me ask Ember and Daugion if they're potentially ready to play. I mean, technically, this would be time slot wise the place where Ember and Daugion would play. So in the third one, we got Daugion with the yeah. This matchup could potentially be really tricky for Abba, because like I think the worst nemesis for Abba is characters who can zone you really well, and on top of that, Lucy moves really fast, so it's like almost impossible for you to close in on Lucy unless you send something at a really crucial moment. Also, the cards text. This is so fitting that we were able to get a Finnish competitor here versus Daugion. But this is technically the pride of Finland on the line here. Gotta win. Otherwise, we indeed will be the worst country of all time. Depending on your metrics, of course. Finland is actually a pretty decent country, if I say so myself as a citizen. We have pretty sick internet here. Extremely cheap as well, although that goes for pretty much all the Nordic countries. And the social security is pretty good as well. Anyway, enough about Finland. Let's focus on the match at hand here. So Daugion, usually a Baiken player, is gonna be trying his hand here at the new character Lucy. So let's see how terrible is it gonna look like. The one character who has the most difficulties with mobility in this game, even more than, you know, Gotluis and Potemkin or characters like that. Ooh, starting with a Hail Mary, sending tilt right from the get-go. Big question, of course, is does the tilt for Abba go over far slash of Lucy? If it does, that might actually make it a little bit more even. Ooh, interesting. Got an RC overhead set up there using the jump K. Supercharging on the Jealousy Rage gauge. Here we go. What kind of combo can we cook up? I think the idea was to connect normals there still at the end of the at the end of the hack. Look at that. Tension Sealing quick hack really made a difference there for Daugion. Basically saying, okay, for the next like 5 seconds, you're not gonna build anything. Even if you get hit, you will stay at 0 meter. I think that's another like situational quick hack that if you can't get a kill, you might want to substitute like one of your contagions for the tension sealing one. Dashing with the DP and a counter hit from the monowire. Triggering the SNC as well. Into that overhead unfortunately did not quite work as Daugion wanted because Ember was in the pop animation with the FRC, missed the 5K there at the end. That's such an unfortunate thing. Ember kinda had to spend the punish window for installing, lest he would have sort of popped at the end of the combo. I guess you have a decision to make there. Like, do you believe that you can kill the Lucy player from that punish position without popping? Block on the overhead. Actually, I'm not sure. Is it even an overhead, or is it just a cross up? Cross up mid potentially. Triggering the SNC for decent value. That was a full charge mono wire. We missed the combo there at the end. I think it has to be the dash attack that sort of triggers the SNC to be able to continue, right? SNC once again applied the mini freeze there. Basically how it functions is if you have the shortener circuit applied, all of your whip normals will sort of freeze the opponent for just a little while. So this character Lucy is a lot about sequencing your stuff. You know you have SNC, you know you have your forced counter hit from your quick hacks, and you sort of have to resolve those buffs with the correct normals. So probably the most sort of set play sequencing heavy character so far. I mean, minus maybe characters like Zato in Guilty Gear Strive. I guess Jacko is also of that category. 6B counter hit. Oh, the ball gives... Oh, wait a second. We've seen this before in the Jalis matchup also. Had difficulties breaking opponent who had latched like really high up into the onto the wall. The mono wire just doesn't seem to hit very high. So in those kind of situations, you would probably have to break out of your mono wire if you already started charging it. Ooh, speaking of charging it! Just literally jorking it! Fully charged! Got the wall break here, gonna start building tension from that positive bonus, but now, with the install active, can we get stopped down wires here? I love this. And then the dash attack to force the pop. So whenever that Jealous Rage is active, you wanna do basically everything in your power to waste enough time and just not give Abba the opportunity to uninstall so that she can't return back into that Jealous Rage mode for the rest of the set. Or sorry, rest of the round rather. Trying to use the K buttons. Now Ember is in that difficult pop state where you have absolutely zero Jealous Rage, and to be able to install again, you would have to find like some sort of interaction with the opponent, be it like parrying or just finding enough hits in order to build into that activation threshold. But even like single combos don't usually build you that much. SNC, look at that! Triggering it from the throw. That's why Lucy... I guess that's a really good sort of supporting feature for Lucy, because like she would kind of love to have a lot of tension. So a lot of her good stuff requires it. Having that SNC sort of substitute for tension, RC burn, from throws, from 5Ds, from a lot of different kind of stuff. Oh, that was a good idea. Where did that throw not land? Range, maybe? You know, I bet, you know, it's probably the fact that Lucy has reduced throw range, just like Amelia and Chip. Because you are such a fast character, usually fast characters also have the sort of lower range throws compared to the standard. So you would have to dash all the way till the goal to be able to get it. Find it 2S. 2S is such a good button. Yeah, look at this. 2SS into quick hack, and you're gonna be shitting some damage. A couple of contagions are still online. Never was able to trigger that forced counter hit there. DP out of the tilt. Oh, nice! RPS going under there. As far as like the furthest reaching buttons for Lucy are considered, you can definitely command dash under with Abba. Ooh, like that! Just like that, straight into the key grab. And now you have 10 seconds to work with in terms of your jealousy gauge. Ooh, but this is a good hit for Daugion. 3 hits, causes a wall bounce from that gun. That's actually I think its primary meant purpose and function, used as a corner combo filler. But yeah, despite that full jealousy rage, not able to successfully catch Daugion. It's kind of what I was thinking about Lucy being such a fast character. You are basically as fast as Abba, so technically it's a little hard for her to catch you. Got the bounce there from the jump D, SNC applied. Tried to reach for the cookie jar. The 6P is good. Reapplying the SNC, let's go again. But this time Ball had taken so much damage already from those, all of those straight hits. And also throw kind of applies a lot of corner damage. Kind of like a balancing feature that you can't get like massive combos out of those corner throws. A double-edged sword kind of thing. 6P leading into wasn't it? I'm not actually sure if you can charge the monowire enough to get an SNC from a 6P. I guess it depends on the height of your 6P and if you counter it or not. Nice whip punish there. Immediate burst from Ember. To the other side, who's in the advantage here, hitting close slash. Here we go. High timer, jealous rage, baiting DP. Now is your time to shine. Ooh, so the 6 heavy at the end there didn't quite connect. Oh, that's so cool. You can actually drag under. Because the gun hits will actually never connect on a low profile opponent or a crouching opponent. Taking a couple of hits. I think I forgot what that gun is even on hit. I think it's minus even on hit, but yeah, it doesn't really lead into much. But if you get a couple of pixels to shave out of your opponent's life bar, yeah, it can be an okay surprise tool for that, especially against a mobility mobility challenge character like Abba. Ooh, with a cancel into a throw instead. Nice cash out. Wasn't quite able to apply the SNC at the end of the combo, but now the forced counter hit at the end of the combo. Do we have the sequence? Missing it. Some of these, depending on how you sequence your quick hack combos, they can be a little tricky to execute, because Lucy does have a lot of like micro dashes in her combos. Ooh, starting with the 2D. Yo, wait a second, that's actually a sick combo. From a counter hit 2D, adding that to my library. With a safe jump into live wire. Most of the opponent's life is gone, but of course Ember still has that 50% jealousy rage, or rather jealousy gauge, that could be unleashed at any moment. If only we had an opportunity to play. I think this is OTG. No, completely whiffs. Aggressive burst makes sense. The opponent is really low health, and you had all of your life left to spend. So even if Daugion kinda airballs this situation, it's pretty likely that you are gonna get that burst back, maybe even the same round, depending on how Ember sequences their combos. Rather trying to start the 2D again. Daugion round start Lucy. 6P is good. She is one of the better 6P characters for sure. But on top of that, you got the 2D. Sorry, not 2D, 2 heavy, which reaches like really, really high vertically. The install here, there we go, finding a successful hit. Finally, when Daugion does not have a burst ready to go. This should stick. Actually, it's gonna break. Doesn't matter. We are in jealous rage. 5B to make them land. YRC, yeah, it's basically top priority to try to get back on the driver's seat on Abba if you sort of lose your offensive momentum. So you probably will spend your YRCs and everything of the kind even maybe deflect shield if the opponent manages to start a pressure string on you when you have Jalis Rage active. Look at that shimmy. Into. Not quite the hard knockdown, but we still have around 3 seconds Jalis Rage to go. It's a successful uninstall here. Nice jump out of the throw. See the burst? Yep, Ember does. Activate. Let's go. A little bit of a whiff punish attempted there, backdashing the super high mobility fast backdash in Jalis Rage ABBA. Complete opposite of how that backdash looks in the normal mode. But that's kind of what the character is all about. Everything is miserable movement-wise in normal mode, and then the Jalis Rage mode is just supercharged. Ooh. Barely whipping with a lot of those whip normals. SNC applied. Ooh, with a little bit of a fake. Was probably trying to make the opponent think that the jump heavy was coming. And since we've been talking so much about that jump heavy overhead, the move has actually a decent amount of disjoint. It's a really devious move. That's kind of hard to deal with. It hits so deep as well, which kind of makes it the overhead tool that it is when shortener circuit is applied. Speaking of that state, yeah, it's exactly that route. The P button into 6 speed, that is what triggers it, and then allows you to get a little bit of an extra combo. Nice whiff punish, or rather, I guess you should call that shimmy. Yep, YRC, spend all of your resources in order to try to make them pop. That was a great advancement. And now, once again, Ember is completely dry, triggering the SNC with the jump heavy. One of your victory conditions.
Perfect.
This character, Lucy. So swift, so smooth, so many opportunities to convert as long as you have your unique mechanic, your unique debuff applied. And it's not that hard to apply. You just need to win one RPS interaction with the monowire. Do the other side. You could also apply the SNC from like OTG hits out of basically any knockdown, because a lot of her stuff just hard knockdowns naturally. That was almost a full charge there. And this RP is connecting jump heavy very high up in the air, so that allows Ember to go for an install here. Instant air dash into a big combo down Zai, sticks to the wall, 6 heavy too far to reach. This new buff throw actually stops the countdown of the Jalis Rage while you're throwing. One of the most needed sort of changes for ABBA. If you want to really buff ABBA, then you would probably make Danzai also stop the countdown of the gauge, but that would kind of be unintuitive. Because Danzai is the other move that sort of wastes a lot of time in your kit. So I guess if you can afford it, you would try to route into stuff other than Danzai. Successful tilt here on the round start. Hops to the other side with the use of that dash attack. Cross up. Completely out of range of the monowire. Ooh, but not that time. Far slash, finding its mark. Ooh, look at that perfect air dash. Held the air time as long as possible in order to make the monowire whiff. Use the burst, try to get on the offensive here. But she's so slick, she moves so much. How can we play? We want to play. But no, Daugion is like, nah-uh. Here's my poison combo. Actually, the forced counter, it's still applied. So getting a hit here is gonna be the set for Daugion. To the other side, I think that's it. No burst available for Ember. Use the gun, bam, bam, bam. The only time when it was used in a combo, Daugion takes the set 7-1 with the new character. This was also a cool showcase of how to use the monowire cancel. Because like Daugion went for a lot of those cancels into like more pressure or into throws. And if your opponent understands how Lucy's kit sort of works, then you would naturally be kind of afraid of that. Okay. What's next? Still no sign from Gamer. So I guess we proceed into the next one, which would be Emu versus Violet. Yeah, damn. Finland has been slain today. Rest in peace, Finland. You tried your best. Right, so Happy Chaos is actually a lot of people say that Happy Chaos is one of the winners of the batch, because you didn't really get nerfed in any sort of meaningful way. Like, sure, Happy Chaos 2S received nerfs in its like frame advantage and its like whiff recovery, but how often are you whiffing that move without your gun being active, right? It's like Happy Chaos's sort of kit completely circumvents the fact that that normal got like any nerfs whatsoever. So yeah, looking like this character Happy Chaos might be fairly strong, maybe even one of the top dogs of this patch, which, you know, I guess nothing ever changes, because that's kind of been the case for the last 3 seasons. I mean, since the conception of the character, Happy Chaos has never not been meta, in a way. Extremely strong character, and there's no doubt about that. Happy Chaos did get the new change to Scapegoat as well. Previous patch was not used too much, but now it manifests slightly further than it used to. So you can kind of trap your opponent with it and create potentially like corner situations, trapping the foe between you and the Scapegoat. So Emu, another player who does like to try the new DLC characters, especially the sort of the more standard looking ones. And I would say Lucy is a fairly standard character in a way. Are we having some difficulties here? I think I saw Emu like disconnect somewhere in the middle. Or wait, is it still Daugion on the... Oh, I see. I mean, we can move to a different station as well. That's another option. I'm not sure if that's a bug or if Daugion just didn't disconnect. But we can definitely do this as well. Alrighty, good to go. Another Lucy matchup. This time versus Happy Chaos. I reckon Lucy might be pretty strong against Happy Chaos. You know, one of the fastest characters in the game. Movement speed has always been really strong against Happy Chaos. Look at that. Like, it's just a couple of frames and she's already in. In addition to that, dash attack is like neutral skip from almost half screen away. So that's another like natural enemy of Happy Chaos's stuff that just neutral skips really fast towards you and or can sort of outsmart the reticle. Oh, got a little bit of a missed shot there. But the sequence is successful, and Violet with the first round, very, very convincing. Yeah, all that mobility is for naught unless you can actually lock down the opponent. And of course, Lucy, once you do get locked down, and once the mix-up train actually starts, she will blender like the rest of them. In fact, might blender even a little bit harder because she is... Like, female characters tend to be a little lower on the defensive modifier. Ha, sexism. Ooh, going in with the jump heavy. Violet says no. Ooh, 6B under. Now we're in. Ah, but the timing of the backdash was really good for Violet. Bringing Emu to the corner, break the wall as well. Half resources here, so not necessarily a lost case for Emu. As long as we can keep up the pressure, YRC. Ooh, hacking immediately. I wonder if the frame advantage here, is it? Yeah, it's a good question. Is it like zero, like, do you just recover out of the super immediately when you come out of the hacking sequence? Unsure. These are the questions that we still need to sort of solve as players, either learning to play this character or learning to play against this character. Nice dashing into a low. That's the downside of Lucy's far slash. It's one of the furthest reaching normals or moves in the game, period. But it's very, very prone to getting low profiled. And we of course have a lot of low profile capabilities on this character. Happy Chaos 2K, one of the so-called DLC 2K. Wow, look at that! Burst into the corner. I think it is very expensive, but kind of has to happen. You had to burst Happy Chaos in there, but look at that! Backdashing the gunshot. Now we're in. Forcing the wall break. Unfortunately, chose to go into the mono wire. Would have probably liked to hard knockdown with the live wire instead. The jump 2K still goes online. 6B to go under. Get another throw. Is this enough? I don't think so. Misses with a mono wire hit. But now it's a happy little reset. We thought that was a combo drop, but it's actually better. Breaking the wall there, or sticking to the wall there, might have not been what Emu wanted. No worries, just drop the combo and go again. A lot of combo drops, like, unless you drop with an absolute garbage move, that it has a lot of recovery. Most, like, OTG situations and combo drop situations still can be salvaged on many characters, and can be still made to a... can be made to a close slash Oki.
Versus Lucy. Duel 1.
Alright, that was definitely a run back. It looked like Violet was just completely dominant there on the first game. Perfect spacing there, making the bar slash from Lucy with just barely. Oh my god, it's a little bit faster than yours. Yeah, Lucy's unit is a standard projectile, whereas Happy Chaos is hit scan. Hit scan in fighting games, can you believe it? Broken ass shit. Ooh, that was a nice idea. However, Violet was on the same page. Reloads 3 bullets, absolutely needed those. Ooh, the 2 heavy ends up whiffing there. I think it's the case where the 2 heavy whiffs a lot if you don't use the second hit of your 2S. So you usually go like 2SS, and then that pulls them in on the second 2S. And then you are always in the range for a 2 heavy, which is usually like naturally your last hit of the combo string, or the block string rather. Successful throw, mono wire, fully charged. We got stuff. However, here comes Violet, completely negating that SNC. The reticle does not latch though. That's the curse of this character. Unless you put your opponent in block stun or hit stun, the reticle ain't gonna always spawn on top of them. In fact, has only 1 out of 3 chance of doing so. We diving. Deep in there. Tap it. Break it. Instant kill. Destroyed. Ah, I was waiting for them to put instant kills in Guilty Gear Strive. Now put them on my character as well. With the dash attack. Ooh, and with the fast pace of the everything that's happening. Got a fully charged monowire there as well. So now, finding a hit here would be big. Once again, the Reticle is not cooperating with Violet. All the shots missing. Contagions applied, and this combo could potentially be dangerous. Not the best starter, though. SNC is triggered, which does give him a little bit of extra frame advantage here to set up the Oki. Right, gun. All okay. Concentration looking good. Still even have the concentration buff active, so Violet basically has everything that she needs to convert into a kill here. You already know it. That's the good Happy Chaos stuff. Right, 1-1.
Mankind knew.
And I think the rounds are taking a little bit longer, depending on how, depending on if the Lucy player has the super high damage combos unlocked. So if you can do quick hack. Oh, nice bait there. Missed the punish though. And once again, the Reticle is just not finding its place. But I mean, it's oftentimes it's been Emu backdashing to bamboozle the Reticle, which is one of the best ways of just countering shots. Period. It does come with a cost though. You are moving yourself backwards, so you are backdashing. So runs under that mobility. I love that. That is basically one of the, I think the most powerful feature of Lucy, but also the most fun factor of the character. That you move so fast, you can reposition, you can make some really sick plays if you stay mobile and sort of predict where the opponent is gonna move to. Nice, the backdash once again, bamboozling the shots. Caught them with the 2S into very nice rewards. Oh, the backdash is successful though. Happy Chaos still with some of the best backdashes in the game. The frame data is 5 inputs and is it 18 full duration? Some of the best frame data that you can have. A combo into the forced counter hit. I was about to say that Emu doesn't have the sauce, but bullshit. We do have some combos here. Unfortunately, ended up dropping the combo, I think, at the end of the sequence.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
And so it goes. No mercy from the opponent. Send me the curse. It's usually one of the most important things, part of your game plan. Makes your Reticle find the opponent a little bit faster. Doesn't really improve the odds where the Reticle spawns. But I mean, it's still really good, especially if you're considering whipping normals, then you absolutely want the opponent to be cursed. Ooh, that was a little bit of a bluff here, transitioning into the load from the shot. But now, what can we do? Contagion damage starting to tick, and most importantly, Emu chose one of the tension sealing techniques there. So now Violet is just completely dry on tension. Even though she took a really huge beating in the corner, doesn't matter. Tension or not, I'll just roll out of the corner and reverse the situation. Shots are whiffing. Those are relatively precious. So you do have to spend time reloading your gun if you run out. Straight into the normal of Happy Chaos with a taco kick. Ooh, and went for tried to fix the problem there. Getting the shaky hands and immediately into the tension charge. But I think usually if you are in an emergency situation, then you would much rather use the super concentration if you have the meter, because that'll usually make you plus for anything. Oh, no follow-up after the dash attack, applying or triggering the SNC. Deflect shield will push you away from Lucy's active range. Here comes the bang, bang, bang. Was that a hit? Was that a hit confirmed? That was a hit. That was a really good eye there for Violet. And the curse applied once again. This is looking bad. Backdash makes one of the shots whiff. But one shot, one dream. Don't even need it. Swipe at the opponent. 5p. Working in Violet's favor, doing the job, delivering the finisher.
Mankind knew that they... Duel 1. Let's rock.
Switching sides, that was kind of cool. Going into a dash attack right from the get-go. And at the same time, Violet was dashing forward. Yeah, got caught by the 2S. It's surprising that like the 2S is actually the moneymaker for this character instead of like your standing buttons. Because 2SS always goes into 2 heavy and then all of your goody routes. But it does make sense because your 2S is a little bit more limited in range. Still really far range move though. That's that nasty thing. Oh, close slash! Tried to charge the monowire there from the air situation. To the other side. A couple of ticks there. With normals and then back to the zoning. Oh, the gun! He was backdashing really aggressively, makes the gun whip so many times, but now another whip shot. Violet has to be really careful here, running potentially out of bullets. Okay. YRC still with only 1 bullet. When are we gonna recharge that? The interceptor with the jump K into SNC. Oh, great backdash. Yeah, it's definitely Happy Chaos backdash. Tap them with a 5D. Is it gonna be enough? Yes. The partially charged monowire delivering enough punishment to put the opponent down. Ooh, that was really interesting mobility there. Moving with the jump D. Tried to go for a jump heavy, however, Violet was ready to intercept. A little far away from the 50 tension, which Violet would have probably liked to have for Deus Ex Machina. Yeah, look at that. That was actually great. Aborting the reloading sequence just in the nick of time so that they didn't get hit by Imu's dash attack. Ooh, clip with a 2K. 2K 2D into dash attack. Is that gonna be enough? Yes, indeed. Violet. Staying aggressive, staying dominant. Imu had that great first game, which, I mean, technically, even the first game looked like that was like complete Violet domination, but then Imu was able to steal it back. Yeah, weaving a decent amount of the 5K in there. You're gonna see that 5K from a lot of Lucy players because it's a 7-frame starter, so it's basically your fastest money-making button. Leading into really sick conversions if you have 50 tension to go for the quick hacks. Probably one of the highest damage in the game, like save for maybe Faust anti-air 5K. Yeah, I'm having difficulties like thinking of other characters that can deal such massive amount of damage from their 5Ks. I guess like Nagoriyuki. Right, stage shift with the SNC applied. There we go, triggers it. So it's gonna be a comfortable conversion from that air to air, that anti-air hit. And then going with the jump K. I think the angle of the jump K is very similar to Sinkisk, where it kind of points upwards. So it's really great button for intercepting opponents above you. And, you know, to a certain extent before you as well. Ooh, the low attacks to intercept the dash attack here from Lucy. Go debuff applied. And then, wanna stay in there. Violet is using that FD aggressively, trying to push Imu away from the pressure range. Got the backdash! Not your backdash, I have the good backdash. I mean, technically everybody in Guilty Gear Strive have to be, oh, that was so dangerous. Imu did commit to a backdash though, so sort of put themselves away from the range of the punish there on that concentration recharge. Nice, the air dash Goomba stomp out of the corner. Here we go. Deus Ex Machina, take the fake gun. Or is it a fake one? Nobody knows. Looks like it's shooting something. Ooh, and the aggression. There we go, finding the upper momentum. Wow, okay. That's definitely a backdash catch. And ending the sequence immediately. That might have been a misinput from Emu. And a case of probably not knowing what the combo out of that 5D, so just went for an immediate ender to get some value. Slash anti-air. I think you should be dead here. Yep. Really good for Emu. Super strong round. I think every single round where Emu has been able to get that 50 tension and activate the quick hack combos, it's turned out to be really great. But then, ooh, missed a shot. Attempting a whiff punish here, still got clipped by the curse. So Violet has a little bit of a breather here. Dash attack, look at that! From half screen away. I think in the middle of the reload sequence as well. And again, got the backdash, no hit confirmed though. It can be hard in a fast-paced game like Guilty Gear though. Making those aerial hit confirms in the span of like under half a second. Yeah, it's rough. Look at that, losing speed into quick hacks. I think you're dead. Unless I spoke too soon. I cursed Emu. Oh no, 5P anti-air. That should be it from the other way around. Complete reversal. Violet stealing it. It was supposed to go in the favor of Emu. But alas, dropping the, I think that was a 5K pickup there after the hacks that ended up whiffing. Maybe needing a micro dash. I'm not 100% like familiar with the combo structure of Lucy completely still. Or yet, rather. See my Lucy soon. With the BMB. Ooh, was literally like one tension away from Deus Ex Machina. No worries, we got the curse applied. Ooh, blocking a couple of extra bullets. That's the tricky thing. Like, bluffing extra reloads against Lucy is really dangerous because she sprints forward so fast, combined with the momentum that you can get from the dash attack as well. Switching sides, the backdash, making those shots with... Ooh, there we go, finding a money one. I mean, 1 out of 3. It's always 1 out of 3. It might latch on your opponent immediately. Here we go. Finding the fast dash attack and the follow-up. Trying to maintain the momentum. There we go. 5K ends up whiffing on the backdash, but we got the option select. Another 2K inbound for Emu. Those backdashes, even if you manage to evade the meaty, are still generally quite minus. Got the backdash, no hit confirm. This could be a good situation for Violet. Only 1 bullet in the chamber though. Deus Ex Machina would be big here. Able to take off the gun just in the nick of time before you go bust on the concentration front. Curse is applied, but what about the gun? Where's that juice? Where are those bullets? Violet will have to either intercept with normals here. 2K, 2D, the trusted. It's probably like 2K and 2D, some of the only normals that you can actually use to sort of successfully intercept the opponent. Because a lot of his normals are just not very good unless you have the support from the gun, unless you can pull out the gun. So like with 0 bullets, you can't really use 2S. Because on block, even on hit, that's gonna be a punish, right? There we go! Dashing under, 5K on the landing. Trying to swipe at the scapegoat. Providing a really annoying hindrance there. Super concentration will fix that resource problem for a while, but once again, it is the bullets. I guess it's also a small buff that it costs a little bit less life now to activate the scapegoat on Happy Chaos. Under once again, there we go! That was a great maneuver from Emu, but again, the backdash. The 18-5 backdash has been proving to be such a nuisance for Emu, trying to keep up the pressure, but even close slash not able to do it. There we go with the dash attack, stealing the turn, and the jump B. However, jump Bs don't convert too well. Nice! Realizing the -4. The cross-up attack on block. Generally not very good. Leads into only -4. Great air throw, triggering the SNC. Was an angle where you probably can't convert though. Let's try again. Jump B, jump K, neither one of those triggers SNC though. Oh, and the shot caught the dash attack. And that's all she wrote, 7-2. But I see the vision. I see the mobility being really great. So this, I wouldn't be surprised if Lucy is gonna, like, in the future, be maybe some players, you know, go to counter pick against Happy Chaos. We're gonna have to see how things develop on the Lucy front. Lucy front. Next up, another relatively high-level match here. So Setsu on that Dizzy. Setsu, of course, generally known as a RAM player, but has been waiting for such a long time for that first corrective patch for Dizzy. And here it is. Is it enough, though, is the big question. Let's see, why can I, there we go, Thunder Kitty. Okie dokie. So what changed for Dizzy? So it's, her S buttons got better hitboxes. Her S Michael Sword got a heart knockdown. And then the most astounding one got so many active frames more on the Ice Spike. So there's definitely things that you can work with. It's just that I think a lot of players were expecting something to be done about the sort of the massive meter and tension build, the meter and burst build that, you know, Dizzy's B&B combos cause on the opponent. Which apparently was not part of their vision. It's part of the character now. And you're just gonna have to deal with it. If you do your full damage combos, then it's gonna build a lot of resources for your opponent as well. But I guess to compensate, Dizzy does quite a lot of damage. So if you do full combos, you're gonna be reducing your opponent's life bar quite a bit. Do we got Kitty? I'm pretty sure I saw Kitty in the chat earlier. So this is another matchup that might actually be pretty good for Lucy, right? Against the character who would like to set up before they go in. High mobility, very high reach is definitely a key factor. And also, I think, I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but I think I saw a clip on Twitter where if Lucy uses Jump D on Ice Floor, she gets an obscene amount of momentum forward, like sliding straight into Dizzy. Kind of like some of the sort of the old momentum glitches that she had at the sort of start of the season. Probably something that was not meant to happen when we balanced this character, so I wouldn't be surprised if that gets changed in the future. Not looking good. Do we have Kitty? Do we not have Kitty? Oh, never mind. We do have Kitty. We do have kitties at home here in QK household as well. Dash attack probably is going to be super good against Dizzy as well. Because potentially, the question is like, does dash attack actually bypass the fishes? I guess it's probably one of those things that you would try immediately, unless you like if you never played the matchup before, it's probably like intuitively that thing that you would try. If Dizzy starts summoning, can I just dash attack through and RPS it and just say fuck it, I don't care about anything? Gotta be careful about the increased active frames of on the ice spike though. Yeah, there was a question about the music choices. I don't actually know if the Edge Runner songs actually cause your bots to get muted, but just to be on the safe side of things, preferably pick safe songs or songs native to Guilty Gear. And we'll try to figure out in the future if those other songs are a problem. Right, Setsu, with that long-awaited streak of buffs on the waifu. But is the waifu gonna carry me here? I bet there's probably like nothing Setsu would like more than Dizzy to be extremely strong, but I think I'm a little skeptical if we are there yet. Now let's see. That's the first thing that Kitty tried, straight into the dash attack. Can I skip it? Or do I have to play neutral? I mean, there are so many different ways that you can play neutral on this character. There we go. Triggering the SNC. Boom. Apply it again. That's how it flows. And then even the dash attack becomes like super useful because it can trigger the short nerve circuit immediately. Ooh, got with the 2D! One of the better normals out of Dizzy's kit. Applying the ice wall again. Oh, that's a cute little thing. So interrupting Dizzy from sending her summons. What did we put on? I think 3 times malfunction. I'm sorry, not malfunction. What's the thing called? Contagion. Ooh, caught with the active frames of that 2D. One of the biggest like prevailing problems for Dizzy has been that ooh, got him. I think that dash attack. So like if you can find that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of Michael swords. Send the small mic, sends a big mic, send all of the mics. To be into a conversion. I think that's a kill. Not quite. The last hit points, but Setsu looking very strong that round. If the set play starts rolling perfectly for the Dizzy player, that's where the money is for sure. The trade, oh, but the far slash coming out fast enough. Thunder Kitty straight into the hacks. One forced counter hit, and then rest is once again Contagion. Ooh, big break out of the corner. All of those quick hacks are gonna be completely useless. Yo, the backdash completely evaded the fish there. God, I love the mobility of Lucy. It just generates so many like situations and things that you just don't see on other characters very often. Her backdash is pretty good as well, right? Yeah, we got one of the strongest warriors, one of the believers of Dizzy in the form of Setsu here. Nice, look at that, the reaction there. Setsu has definitely been labbing the matchup out. I mean, technically that's no harder than countering Geo's axe kick, or I guess like grenade toss from Elfeld. Same kind of functionality on all of those tools. The air backdash is the jump K conversion, and that actually converts pretty big. Other times probably, oh, got the whiff punish there. This time follows through. We do have the juice to quick hack as well if we want to go for it. The wall has taken a little bit of too much damage, so opting to not go for it this time. 6 heavy, what? We're sending 6 heavy raw? I didn't think that was a button to be used that neutral, but Kitty proving us otherwise. I think it does have a little bit of a disjoint box, so there's that. Yep, send that 5 heavy. You do have to land all of the hits of the 5 heavy if you want to immediately freeze the opponent, though. And using the 5k, one of the best buttons, one of the best normals in Dizzy's kit. And the 5 heavy again! Straight into the cancel. I wonder if is it actually better to just cancel it right away instead of like checking if all of the 5 heavy hits would actually register. I reckon the freeze state applies quite a bit of combo DK, right? So that would be the primary problem for building a lot of resources for your opponent. Instant cancel is more damage? Yeah, okay. Ooh, got them with a 2D. Yeah, you're not the only character with a lot of range on your moves, says Dizzy. I got them with the jump heavy. It's still active! Oh my god, it's still active! That's gonna be one of the buffs of all time. I mean, people were already running into that before the patch, and now after it? Oh my gosh. With the throw, set up the fishies. Tried to be a little naughty there, probably tried to DP. This time the DP actually comes out. And then close range, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you can quick hack there at the end of the... Ooh, we have 100, we can cancel. So that's gonna power through all of the fishies. 2P in... Abare. Get setsu there. Should be a kill. Yes, indeed. Toss him. What is this? I picked a wench off the ground. Toss it away. Ooh, from the 5B combo into a freeze. Activating wings. Oh, that's a reset. Oh, never mind. That that combos. That is not a reset. Yo, it's gonna trigger. The only problem is that Setsu has barely any meter here. But it did deal a little bit of damage there at the end. I mean, damage is always damage. Although, in Guilty Gear, meter is usually the defining factor for who's actually winning. But the meter build economy is kind of weird in Guilty Gear Strive because, you know, wall breaks are a very brand new thing to the franchise and they just completely turn the meter economy on its head. So like if you played old fighting games, it's really strange playing Strive. Because a lot of the meter building and meter spending, like traditional rules, just don't kind of apply, but kind of don't at the same time. That's gonna be a punish. Still wanting to maintain the corner position. We can OTG here. Revs up the fully charged or the partially charged whip. All right, wall is broken. Thunder Kitty has a lot of juice here, though. It goes with a neutral skip and can still tap the 5D. I think because the earlier cancel was an FRC. SNC triggered, get a little bit of extra. Kitty was blocking there, so Setsu had to sort of use all of these resources. Yo, the Ice Spike is still active on the opponent when you use it that late. That's kind of sick. Wait, that sounds kind of good. Wait, is this character playable now? I don't actually like understand all of the DC changes in like context. Tried to charge the mono wire a little bit too much. Oh, with that mobility, completely reversing the positional advantage here of Setsu. Oh, and the whip punish, look at that! From maximum range. It's not the biggest combo that you get from like //5 heavy dash attack, but it's something. It's a little bit of damage for sure. Attacks going online. Now would be nice to find the hit 5K! Or sorry, jump K! Yeah, Setsu on top of things. Waiting for the burst. When is it gonna come? at the very end of the sequence, kind of had to forceful or like kind of had to give Kitty the burst. But I mean, I think Setsu is pretty okay with that. Even if Kitty gets the win, she's gonna sort of move on to the last round without any burst resources whatsoever. And another win for Setsu, 4-0. The Dizzy Army, are you watching? Your strongest waifu taking the lead here and perform really well. Alright, into the hack. It's the crit and the contagions. That was perfect. Wait. Yeah, if you collide with the ice spike, then the rest of the actives are kind of like nullified, right? Because you already taken the hit. Trying to swing fish with the 2D. Here we go. Finds a hit with a 2K to the other side. Able to block, but the aerial block on the DP, unfortunately, not giving Setsu enough frame advantage to work with. Essentially applied. Gotta be really careful here. Stands up for the overhead. Good, good. We've been playing against this character. Forcing the situation. Tap the 5 yet again with 100 meter available. If we get the wall break, it should be enough. There we go. From the jab, straight into the dash attack. Able to just barely get the wall break. Oh, nice 5B anti-air once again. Has that increased in... No, surely not. It's just that Setsu is super good with that button as an anti-air. I mean, out of necessity as well, because you can't really use 6B as an anti-air on this character. He's just so stubby. The wings are gonna resolve any moment now. Oh, the second it resolves, Thunder Kitty finds a successful hit. Gold burst, that was definitely something you can do if you're in an unfavorable situation. The whiff punish, here we go. Are we hacking? We are hacking. Counter hit and contagions again. The classic arrangement. However, I think you're supposed to get a combo here. Is it like micro dash 5K or what? Ooh, once again, the 5 heavy. It makes sense. If you're looking for active frames, it doesn't get better than DC 5 heavy. It's like, what, 666 all the active frames of all of the hits. Got him! There's so much damage. Definitely... in that sort of way, definitely a Guilty Gear Strive character, this Dizzy girl right here. It's more like the sort of the all-round tool set, like lacking certain tools in the toolkit. Being a very specialized character is something that can sort of, again, look at that. Got the axe kick. Ooh, I got the escape as well. Looking like an old head. Air throwing more than the doctor ordered. Gonna be really careful. Ending the combos in. Okay. This, I forgot what Kitty canceled this from, but from certain normals that hack. Oh, it's still hacking. Jesus Christ. That's sick. Just a little bit late on the whiff punish. Finally, Kitty finding some purchase. The double jump, nice angle, perfectly evading the chestnut. And into pressure, here we go. Monowire, partially cancelled this time. Able to get the instant overhead with jump heavy. Setsu has been really attentive about that. Not getting hit by too many of those. Look at that whiff punish. The mobility. Setsu surely wouldn't burst here, right? This is a really tough situation. Trying to drift forward, get some sort of an advantage. We could go into Blender here. Yeah, the best proposition here is probably just trying to loop the Blender and try to get Kitty a little bit lower and potentially stealing the round, but yeah, that time not meant to happen. Starting with a 2S, much faster than the startup of 5 heavy, I reckon. Missed the charge here. Let it go a little too early. And maintaining the aggressive pressure using burst. Kitty now, only the tension. at her side. Can we hack? Oh, never mind. Just don't hack. Don't spend it here. Spend it in the next screen instead. Into. Yo! That cross-up can't be used. At this point, you gotta be thinking like, we declashed! What? You can't do that? Are you kidding me? Wait, is the live wire still active there so we clash? That's kind of nutty. Into dash attack, follow up, finding a throw, and Kitty on the board. What an interaction though. Because like your natural response is if the opponent doesn't have 100 meter after their reversal super, you can just like, if you don't want to care about it at all, just reversal super them back. But I guess this reversal super is not the greatest out there, huh? Looking for the whiff punish. Oh, the active phrase! Oh, woe is me! And ice is up at my feet. No, it's still it! It's so tricky. Slowly sliding, slipping into the pressure position. What are you gonna do? Press a button? Huh? There we go, that's a clean whiff punish, and Setsu's like, fuck that. I ain't gonna get hit by that, let's go back to neutral. Was dangerous one. Yeah, the Unity as a neutral tool, the gun shots haven't been like too useful, I guess, in any of the sets so far. I guess in the ABBA set they were kinda okay. Ooh, ran straight into the 5 heavy. With the little mic and the follow-up, boom, bam, you're taking so much damage. Unsure if you actually need the counter hit, but the combo that Setsu is performing out of that 5 heavy. There's some serious gigaton amount of damage of that bomb. The double jump comes down with the deep hitting jump heavy. Yeah, I would be scared of that too. There is an ice spike in front of me, and I dare not move forward, for I've been colliding with it so many times already. The neutral trait here. Ooh, nice choice of buttons. Jump K goes active a little bit earlier than maybe anticipated. Max range 2D counter hit, immediate burst from Kitty. Oh, but it's not enough. Setsu moves on to the set point position here. Oh, okay. It was just a prank, bro. We got the hit again. I would never miss a hit confirm. Speaking of hit confirms, I wonder, do you have to not use the sweep follow-up for the dash attack if you're... Oh no, not this again, help! Help! 100 meter on the side of Kitty. We could try to... I was about to say, we could try to skip the neutral, but the terror images of that Dizzy 5 heavy that has been stopping that move so many times, and I bet none of it matters. Kitty has to get a good burst here, sooner or later. Tries it, gold burst. At least doesn't get punished, but it's a done deal. Here comes the fish from the tail, 6 heavy. Setsu showing how the buff Dizzy is meant to be played. It remains to be seen if these buffs are actually enough to put her in the sort of comfortable to play in competitive environment kind of a position, but we'll keep you posted. We'll keep monitoring the situation. Okay, so we played this one, right? So then we only have this one to stall for time. And I guess if It's a Gamer doesn't show up, then so be it. This is definitely a challenge. I would say Hoplan might be the top-seeded player here. It's a coin toss between Setsu and Dizzy. If it was Setsu on Ram, I would probably be like, okay, Setsu's like the top seed here. But between Setsu's Dizzy and Hoplan's Nagoryuki, both of these are pretty pretty fiery, pretty hot, pretty lit, as the youngsters say in the hoodie, in the hood. In the hoods? English? Okay, let's go Hoplan and gas in to complete this ordeal. By the way, mind you, I was not the one who set up this CBT kind of a thing here. It was actually the players who sort of agreed to play against one another. And Gas is an interesting player in the way that she labs a lot. So there's potentially a lot of like good stuff, very optimized combos, or at least if not the optimal combos, then something that is very close to like bringing the bread home. Not your basic bitch-ass combos that you see from maybe day one players. There's probably gonna be way more juice in there. Or rather sauce, if you will. But then the opponent is Hoplan Nagoriyuki. That's a tough nut to crack, to be perfectly honest. At least we got the Nago nerfs that we're sort of we can sort of get some value out of if you're on the Lucy side here. So both the overhead special and the low special, so both DP as well as Beyblade, have been reduced in efficacy. Beyblade is no longer a low, which is excellent if you're playing footsies and neutral against the set character Nagoriyuki. And there is much like way shorter of a window to cancel into your second hit of the Shizuriyuki, so you can't delay the DP all too much. As a result, of course, you know, Samurai Mix is technically dead. No more high lows. Never have to crouch again. But I guess technically there's an opportunity to maybe mix throws in there if you do something akin to Samurai Mix. Oh no, don't be like that. No. This move needs a hitbox nerf as well. It's not enough that it's a mid. Say it isn't so, senpai. What a slide into the bite there. Oh, and now Hoplan has so much juice. It's a done deal. You're dead. Jeez. I love it and I hate it at the same time. The drive-by on the Beyblade still gets caught. Okay, going for a safe jump here to the other side. Oh, and follow it. However, Hoplan was ready to block that, and into -4 you go if you block that cross-up overhead from Lucy. Starting to be a little high on blood here, but there was a couple of blood reducing, or rather blood returning normals, including that far slash, and then we solve all of the issues with one fell sweep. Get the bite, get the blood-sucking universe, get the blood flowing. Good fight, be anti-air though. This could be a start of a comeback. Hoplan is basically all resources available though. Burst, blood, tension, you name it, everything is there. Okay, got them. Wait, huh? What was that momentum? Quick hacking here. Trying to go for a DP. Is this gonna whiff punish? Yes, it will. Damn, Gas committing to the anti-air that is never gonna lose. But if Hoplan chooses to do nothing, then lose it will in a slightly different kind of way. I reckon 2 heavy or 6P might have been options there as well, depending on what you think Hoplan is gonna do. From the far range, no punish maybe. I forgot how much the dash attack sweep is on block, but that looked extremely spaced there. Ooh, I love that. That far slash must be really great on like the far range, so the mid-far range RPS situations that are so common in the Nagoriyuki matchup. To the other. Oh, that's pretty good trade for Hoplan. Misses completely with a DP, so that blood is gonna be lost. But we still got 2 bars. No worries. Yo, what was that? To the other side with some sort of a momentum cancel. Oh, and here comes Hoplan, routing into the blood pop. Juicy did not attempt to pick up the combo with the normal afterwards. 6. Yo! I think that didn't combo, but the 6P was a really good idea. Again, that is a Dalsim normal, that far slash from Lucy.
Mankind.
Like, almost no matter the spacing, you can 6P it, or if you have other sort of low profiling moves, you can go under it pretty easily. Right, reapplying the SNC. And again. Oh, but Hoplan with a surgical backdash. It is a lot about the backdashing on Nagoriyuki's side, though. Is like, it shouldn't be too difficult for Lucy to apply the short nerve circuit on you, and then at that point it's just like trying to not get hit by 5D, trying to not get hit by throw, trying to not get hit by jump heavy. Are there any other like super like easy or cheesy ways of triggering the SNC? Using the last 6 heavy at the end there. Yeah, you can definitely see. I think that probably might have been the latest cancel that you could do on Shizuryuki there. But the close slash anti-air, help, damage, ow. Yeah, I think the gas was basically on the same page. That was probably gonna kill or be very close to a kill. Ah, the combo drops, and then the second hit. It is still an overhead, so you gotta respect that one. It's just that you can't delay quite as much. Yeah, that's a combo. This time, no follow-up. Nice interruption there on the. I think that looked like a clone startup. Very close to popping, so you're gonna do a lot of damage here. Too bad the wall gives away a little bit too early before Gas could go for the live wire. 100 meter though. Reversal. I think there's no way out of this. There we go. Yeah, and that's level 3. So the lowest defensive modifier that you could ever have on Nagoriyuki. I mean, I guess your risk could be cranked because that kind of has to deal with defensive modifiers as well nowadays. Okay, -2, attempting the far slash. Hoplan knows. Get out of there. Make the far slash whiff. From the front. Ooh, into the hack. This is a good angle. You can get some really good juggles here, right? I think the whiff button here is gonna get caught here by the sour spot super. To the other side, tried to throw there. Maybe tried to go for an air throw, but just couldn't get this Naga slow jump startup off. Oh, the overhead. No, I think it uncomboed. No! Such a good idea. Wanted to break the wall immediately because Hoplan had to burst, but something happened there with the Gatling string. Ooh, nice, the dash attack, going under. Gas opting to go for a lot of those cross-up follow-ups instead of taking the sweep. Can we still get a hit? Yes, indeed, 2S. That would have potentially been a kill. Dash in DP, Hoplan returns with the baseball bat. The one thing you never want to do is to be open in front of a blood-raged Nagoriyuki with 50 meter. Ow.
Mankind knew that. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, didn't quite get the combo that we saw in earlier sets from the counter hit 2D around start. Good 6B. No time to charge the mono wire there. Right, contagions are set. The combo again. Unfortunate. You know, a lot of combo drops, a lot of damage left on the table. Still, what's the response here? Close slash. Nothing beats that. Right, one more DP could be it, but this combo, is this gonna be enough? Wall damage does save Gas for now. 50 meter in the tank. Oh, that's... Wait, what happened? Two characters that just move around so fast. Into the cross-up immediately. Yeah, it's tricky to block. You kind of have to be expecting it if you want to react to it. But that's an no way! Say it isn't so, Senpai! Say the 5 heavy just didn't anti-air there. Isn't it supposed to lose the jumping? Ooh, that's a fully charged mono wire. Into. Apply it again. Yo, but Hoplan got the counterplay as well. It took a little while, but you know, we are attuned to that move from here on out. I bet.
Mankind.
That's with a startup of Nagoriyuki's as well. So that's like what? Is it 5 frames? Slightly faster. Sorry, slightly slower than standard characters. That's a good trade for Nago. Still be able to pick up the combo. Pressure time. Backdash out of there. That would technically be a throw punish if you went for it because it's -2 on block. Okay, safe popping or not? Now the question is here, is Hoplan gonna try to burst this round? This is a touch of death, right? Almost. The funny thing is combining the contagion, like the triple contagion and blood rage buff, that's like almost from full health, that's gonna be nearly a touch of death. I think you could probably route into a touch of death with like proper routing, maybe. Nice, gets a drive-by, applying SNC as well. And a whiff punish, there we go. It warms my heart seeing that there is a character that can actually, like, without that much effort, finally whiff punish some of those like 5 heavies in Blood Level 3. It's a relatively difficult thing to do. But with Lucy's movement speed and the range of the power slash. Ooh, missed completely with the wire. And here comes Hoplan. Is that gonna hit? Or is that a sour spot? Sour spot. That's one option too. That's actually even better than an air throw. Just smack him with a close slash. I reckon that's not something you can do on reaction though. You would have to like, you would just have to send it. You would have to queue up the close slash and just hope that Lucy is gonna do that cross-up follow-up. Although, so far Gas has been using the cross-up follow-up a lot. So at this point, I reckon that Hoplan has no reason to think that it wouldn't be coming, right? Ooh, trying to mash on wake up. But Hoplan had the meaty there, just in the nick of time. SNC applied. Immediate burst. That would have been an okay combo. Probably breaking the wall. 6B once again. Killing the Daugion limb. Ooh, Hoplan's gonna pop. Gas notices. It's time to die! 3 or 4 contagions. You're gonna go down. You're gonna go so down. Ooh, starting with a DP. That's a good starter. Ooh, that's a spicy route. And getting a decent blood back from that 5 heavy as well. That's a Naga round if I've ever seen one. Starting with the 2D again. The 2D, I reckon that's one of the 2Ds that is fast enough to beat the DP from Nagoriyuki. I'm fairly certain. Damn, Hoplan is just like a wall. It feels like Lucy's movement speed just doesn't matter at all when you're kind of in a position where like Nago has the range on you all the time. Alright, we got the debuff. Not quite enough to convert from that hit. Nice. Oh, and no, this is nice. Yeah, it should be a pretty simple kill here, unless we drop. Ooh, I'm don't make me sweat, Gas. Finish your blade. Nago is one of those characters, like if you let him recover with a full blood bar, fresh blood bar, it like almost doesn't matter how much life he has.
because you're gonna be put in such a fucked up position afterwards. Now the blood is interesting. FRC2S that actually found a hit, but Gas went for the burst here. Keep the target in the corner. Interesting. So the jump cancel almost got Gas back in there. There we go with the jump cancel, jump heavy from a close slash. 20 frames to react. If you can't, then it's time to go down, Grandpa.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
It's the other side of the RPS there when you take a Beyblade on block and then you're like, should I mash? Should I throw? Should I do something else? Because Nago can always cancel that Beyblade. Ooh, nice! With the SNC proc. Able to still have enough hit stun to pick up the combo. Ow, 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 ow! Sort of had to burst. The next hit would have killed, but Hoplan had the exact right idea that time. Now the classic opener. Hukyo backwards. Beyblade. Beats almost every single round start in the game. From many characters. I mean, out of the commutative options, that is. Like, if you press a button, probably gonna lose to the... Oh, speaking of losing, that's all, folks. Hoplan, surgical, at his lane, not bothered at all. That sword is probably moist. After slashing Gas a couple of times. Is blood moist? Blood is moist, right? Is blood moist? I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely at mid-screen. It feels like Lucy can utilize that movement speed, but as soon as you're kind of like getting pushed to the corner, it gets a little tricky. It's like, can I even utilize all of my advantages? Maybe it's true that all of the characters are just mere mortals when they put in the corner against Nagoryuki and blood level 3 pressure. I mean, you can still go airborne fairly fast, but then there's too heavy, then there's close slash, there's a lot of anti-airs that can happen. But yeah, it was definitely a challenge game for Gas, and we did our best. Again, it's day 3, or wait, 1, 2, 3. Well, technically day 4, so week 1. Very, very early stages to the character. And like we said, Lucy is like so much about that sequencing. There is a lot of set play, a lot of like predetermined sequences that you kind of have to run on her so that you can trigger your buffs and all that kind of jazz at the exact right moments with the exact right normals, or moves rather. So it looks like we still don't have Gamer, right? Doing a last minute call out. Before we wrap this first Lucy week up. Definitely a very fun character. It's yeah, I think they might have sort of changed the direction a little with their design philosophy. They tended to release a lot of really flawed, really underpowered DLC characters for the most of like season 3 and season 4. But now the latest 2 have actually released in a pretty good shape, if I have to judge. Like, Unica is a complete package. Lucy looks very good. It's still hard to say where Lucy will end up landing in terms of like the power tiers, but so far a lot of high level players have been singing praises about her. So it remains to be seen how the Lucy meta develops. Yeah, I guess it's credits then. I'm really excited. Like, after this patch, I'm actually genuinely excited for the future of Guilty Gear Strive. I'm gonna be honest, I'm one of those players who have been like kind of down about like how long it takes for everything to happen, and we've been praying for these features. We've been praying for a ranked mode. We've been praying for this and that for such a long time, and finally we're taking the right steps towards the right direction, where the overall power level of the game is going down. We're getting these cool features. Maybe maybe in GGST 2.0, maybe we get functional player rooms, who knows? But maybe that's too much to ask. We still need like 10 or 20 more years of software engineering so that we can feasibly make that happen, right? Yeah, the replay takeover would be another one. Another huge feature that you definitely would like to see in Guilty Gear Strive. Because like all the major big fighting games have that already. Why not Strive? But yeah, it's been a fun Lucy release event. We'll see you again next week, 5 p.m. CEST. If you want to sign up, you can join my Discord or our Discord. And the sign-up forms are going to be posted in there just in a couple of minutes after we go offline. It's been fun. See you next Sunday, 5 p.m. CEST. Maybe more Lucy. Keep up that Lucy gameplay. Looks good. Till then, I bid you farewell. And yeah. Bye-bye.